dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, now.
Okay, Texas Prison Story Family Salute, y'all. We got another one tonight. This is going to be one
live
and direct, totally unexpected. First of all, I got to say, welcome to my brother AR-15. I appreciate you being back. Listen, a lot of people have been wondering what's going on. They thought we fell off. They thought we were. They didn't know what the hell was going on, right? But no,
man.
Tell them what's
You
been
my
going
brother,
on.
dog. I ain't gone nowhere but work, dog. They're offering the overtime. I've been working like crazy, man. Damn near 7 days a week. But yeah, and it's one of those things. Like sometimes you just, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to our people. I've been in my feelings, dog. I have. I get off work and I don't feel like messing with anybody. I just like just coming home and chilling with baby and taking a shower and going to bed, and that's it. But I ain't gonna lie. You one of my only boys that I fuck with like that, like this. You know what I mean? I ain't got a lot, but you one of them, man. That's straight up.
Man, I appreciate that.
That's real.
That. So let me tell what else we got going on here, right? So we got two scoops back on the phone tonight, but we also have Wack Deuce against the grain. So Wack it's been a while since Wack has been on my channel. So the reason that I wanted Wack to come on here tonight with Scoop 2 is because Wack has been one of my personal friends for years, right? And
yeah,
Scoop's word in California prisons are impeccable, impeachable, right? Can't nobody say nothing about shit that he says inside. But these people watching, they don't know who they're dealing with, right? So first of all, Mr. Two Scoops, welcome to the show again tonight, sir. I hope you're doing good. Everything cool?
Yeah, bro. Thank you for having me on again, man. And I send my
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I send my best to the other homeboys right here on the video with us, man. You know, it's a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. So, Wack, can you hear us, Wack? Everything straight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the deal. Wack, tell them about yourself briefly. Like, when did you go to prison, Wack? How old are you? When did you go to prison? And tell them, just break yourself down real quick for the people that hadn't seen you because it's been a while.
Man, I'm from San Diego. Grew up in a mixed community. Was on pretty much the only white boy in the community. Went to prison at 18 in 1997. I got out in 2004. Paroled from high desert sea upper. Uh, Went back on a violation in '05. They kept me in Donovan and ANSEG for the whole 10 months because of a situation between the whites and another white crib, my homeboy Snow Rock at Donovan. So they said they were scared to let me out to the main line, which Two Scoops, he knows pretty much a lot about that. They basically wrote it as safety and that I was a risk to the safety and security of the institution, which just was bullshit where the cops were playing their little political games that they always play. So I stayed in the hole, my whole 10-month violation, and then I fuck around and gave my, I was tired of the bullshit, didn't want to go back. I really felt like I got out by God's grace only, homie, because I seen a lot of, to be honest, bro, and I've said it from the beginning, bro, I was lucky to get up out of there alive, homie, being
yeah,
to the spots that I have been to, you know what I mean? And I've always given the woods, I've always given their props. I'm not, I've never denied that I'm a white boy. Motherfuckers will tell you, to this
hey,
day, homie, I pull up in the hood, bumping Garth Brooks, homie, wearing cowboy
yeah, yeah,
boots.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
get it
Hey,
twisted, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
let me
it's
highlight
just,
you real quick.
hey,
Ju-
hey,
Let me
and you know what? I'm not gonna put his name out there because I don't know his situation, and that's not me. You know
for
that
sure.
Tim Snow, but I had a upstanding dude that was a part of one of the big homies back there in the back, and he was my neighbor in the shoe for 10 months, and me and him we created a nice little bond and all that, man. And he told me one day, he said, "Look, bro, it ain't we wanna we wanna get you because." You hang with blacks and all that. He was like, man,
Right.
we just recognize we lost a soldier, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hey,
And
so check it out. Tim, Tim comes into the dorm, dog, and I'm sitting with my people, right? I'm with the blast, and we chilling, man. We 20 deep, watching some TV, and Tim come in, and I can't tell if he's Mexican or white. So I'm like, you know what I mean? So I see him walk in the dorm, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit him up. You know what I mean? He might be one of my homeboys. Shit.
Right.
So I see Tim walk up, and I'm like, hey, you know, what's up, man? I was like, hey, you know, where you from? This and that. And I'm like, hey, so he's white. So I point him, hey, this is where the white boys chill. He's like, nah, I don't roll like that, big dog. I'm like, oh, okay, it's like that. I was like, okay, so you roll this way. You know, I know
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I know what you're about then.
Yeah.
And so he rolled that way. But man, I tell you what, when Tim came in, dog, we was probably 25 deep and he was one deep with one arm. And you would have never known, man. That man walked straight up to me and said, hey, I need to talk to you in my cell right now, big dog. And I'm sitting in my I'm sitting in my chair chilling, man. We watching TV. Ain't never seen this white boy before in my life. He come tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, I need to talk to you real quick. I'm like, all right. And I'm speaking for the homies. You know what I mean? I ain't no
Right,
goody.
right,
You know,
right,
I'm just doing my thing. And he said, I need to talk to you real quick. I'm like, okay, what's up? He said, no, I need to talk to you in your cell. I'm like, okay, all right. It's like that. All right. So we get up, we walk, you know, and you see a white boy and a Mexican from the blast. All of a sudden, this boy just been in the dorm for 5 minutes, and we walk into my cell now, and I got a big cell. I got one of
right.
those. I got one of those FDC corner
Tango.
cells. So we big. I got a big ass cell. So we walk in there. I'm thinking we finna, you know, I don't know what's finna go down. Man, Tim's like, man, I just gotta talk to you, bro. I'm like, what's up? He's like, no, man, shit. Well, I just came from, man, your boys jumped me, dog. Some shit was crazy, and I need to know if we fixing to, you know, if this shit's still going on, or you know, I don't know what's up.
Right,
And I'm
right,
like, no, man, that shit was. If that shit happened there and it stayed there, then it stayed there, dog. You know, I mean, we're good,
right,
man.
right, right.
And it stayed like that ever since then, bro. Me and Tim have been tighter than tight, bro. They've been my brothers and another mother, man.
Yeah, no, I've been there, man. Like like every yard, like I hear Two Scoop talking about it, man. How the police just straight, man, just fucking motherfuckers, just and
Yeah,
that's how they been. Look, man, I tell you like this, man. I was in every put it like this. Every yard that I went to, I had to target. I was the most hated motherfucker on the yard, bro. The Woods didn't like me. The Southsiders didn't like me. Half the blacks didn't like
Tim
me.
was
The
had to go through
COs,
the
hey,
same
the
shit,
COs
dog.
didn't like me.
Yep.
I was in Lancaster, bro. Real quick, I think I told the story, but real quick, and then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna let y'all talk. I'm gonna let True Clue talk because
Do your
he the
thing,
man
dog.
himself. But look, I was in Lancaster, homie, and we knew they were coming to do searches, bro, because something happened on the yard. Me and the homie got rid of that morning, homie, when they came around to pick up trash after they picked up the breakfast trays. We got rid of two of our pieces, the two pieces we had in the cell. We
Mhm.
threw them away.
Yep.
But I searched my mattress inside and out. I took the plastic cover off, all that, to make sure there was nothing up on my mattress, bro.
I already know.
Tell me why, homie. As soon as they got done searching our cell, they came and got us come out. They found a knife in our cell, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's the
Yeah,
dirty shit that they would do. They
yeah,
just didn't want me on that yard no more. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Straight up.
yeah.
So I know, like I know the games they play, homie, and I can only imagine somebody within, you know what I'm saying, that realm. I can only
Hey, bro.
imagine how they get fucked
Hey,
with, bro. You know
and
what I
just
mean?
real quick, not to interrupt you at all, but me and Tim lived on the same yard where we had the most friendliest guard. This dude played like you would. I mean, played. He would come in. He would come into your cell, and
This
like.
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
But that's my point. Like, you know, you would expect, you know, somebody to come shake you down, and this man just come playing with you, man. They ain't about that. They ain't trying to mess with you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They'll
yeah.
let you do your time.
So listen, AR, I appreciate you saying that, brother. That's for real to let them know. And I bet Scoops like hearing that too. But so this is what we're here for tonight, though. So the whole plan changed, right? First of all, I wanted my brother to be back on this channel with me because I love him and he's been busy. But the reason that we got Wack Deuce here, Scoop, before I let you talk, all right? Wack, they're on these comments, Wack. They're trying to assume that Scoop is a nobody, that he don't know what the hell he's talking about. He ain't got no knowledge of nobody in prison or nothing like that. Like when you did your time, Wack, and you was a white crip before the end of hostilities, what type of reputation did Two Scoops have in there?
He's a gangster. I mean, he's a gangster. He's one of the main, you know what I mean, one of the main hitters, bro. You know what I mean? Like one of the so there's like 4 or 5 white crips that like made it through the system during my time. And we all know each other. We all done ran across each other, heard about keep tabs on each other when we were doing time. You know what I mean? Because we all went through the same bullshit, homie. We'd be on this yard for 2 or 3 months, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then it went down. Then it got shipped out of there, you know what I'm saying, went to did a shoot term, got kicked out over here. You know what I mean? But during that time, we accumulated of like, you know what I mean. We keep our eyes on the opposition, bro. You know what I mean? Like who the main one. You know what I mean? Like because if you, well, you want to know where you going, homie. You want to know who's there, bro, and you want to know like you know what I mean who their hitters is because that's your defense, bro. That's you playing defense, bro. Like you gotta watch this dude right here. You gotta watch. I mean, you know what I mean. Dude is a gangster, bro. You know what I mean. He's a man's man, homie. And he stands on what he believes in,
Freeway
homie,
halt.
and that's all. That you know what I mean.
No, that ain't nothing.
The dudes saying anything other than that, man. Them dudes ain't been nowhere, bro. You know what I mean. Them dudes are clown gestures, bro. You know what I mean.
Nah, facts. So, Scoops, listen, I want you to speak
Hey,
for a minute. It's your
hey,
turn, Scoop.
yeah, hey, Wack, man, I remember you, homeboy. Much love and respects, man. I was a lot younger then. Back in them days, homeboy, I kind of settled down in my ways after 27 years in the shoe, bro.
Yeah.
Much love and respects, man. You know,
Hey,
you
hey, Scoop, not to cut you off. Not to cut you off. Let me just say this before you start yours. Hey, bro, I never took it as personal, homeboy. It was business, and that's what it was, bro.
I know. Hey, Wack, I know, bro. It was all a different time zone back then, and today
Man,
it's a lot different, bro. Trust me. That's why I'm hanging out with old Tim and y'all, man. It's a lot
That's
different.
right.
Man.
That's
It
right.
really is.
Hey, salute to you, though, man. Nice meeting you, brother.
Hey, likewise, man. Likewise, my friend.
So here's something, Scoop. Before you and I had ever approached that subject about the dropout situation and everything like that, Wack had told me the same thing. He said before the hunger strikes, before the bullshit, before everything that y'all did happen, him himself told me there was no way to leave that shoe once you're validated without telling, without cooperating, without debriefing. And you're telling me I didn't even know that somebody had made. You can say who it is too. I don't care. We'll say names tonight if you feel like it. It's up to you, my brother, because it's your last few days. You tell me what they said. I don't even know what just happened an hour ago.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Yeah, y'all run it to you, brother. So a couple hours ago, I heard this little snippet by that guy Duce and his partner Gunner, and I ain't never said nothing about Gunner, right? You know, he don't get on his channel, giving up prison game, and he don't do all that. In fact, some of his stories are funny as fuck. You know, when he does his super wood and his super cholo and shit like that. I mean, I could appreciate some comic value, right? But old Dubs is saying, so this is what he said. He said that I got some information from a political rival of his back in the days. Hey, man, that's so far wrong right there. I got the facts. That's it, man. I got the truth. And if a guy can't say, did you debrief or not? Yes or no? Did you debrief or not? Yes or
You have 60 seconds remaining.
period. And you said you never gave up game before, but yet in one of your videos months ago, you talked about how you were bringing drugs in through the visiting. So you can miss me with that bullshit, man. Why don't you just be honest about who you are, homeboy? I mean, goddamn, dude, you free. I don't give a fuck about that. But you bamboozling people, man. It is what it is. If you debriefed, I know you debriefed. Just say it. Hey, let me call you back, Tim.
Yeah, call back. We're gonna carry on till you hit back. All right. So, Wack, just the thing, what I was saying, why I wanted you to say what you said, and I didn't tell you what to say, is they're trying to bring this man's they're trying to bring his integrity in question right now.
Man, these motherfuckers, they full of shit, bro. Hey, look, dog. Like, I'm not, listen, homie. Fuck them motherfuckers, homie. Look, this is what I'm saying, dog. I'm not gonna outright say, I know what you getting at, cuz, and I love you to death, bro. You know what I mean? You know, I kill a nigga for you, cuz. Look, fuck these motherfuckers. Look, homie, this is how I'm gonna say it. I know I'm not gonna outright say it because it's not my place. But you talking to one of the main ones, bro. And I'm gonna leave it at that. If you know, you know, bro.
Yeah.
You
All they
talking to
got
the
to do.
main one. You talking to one of the main ones, homie. You
So
know
I
what I mean?
tell everybody, if you want to know who you talking to, Google the man, right? Google him. Google.
I
All you
mean,
got to do is
it ain't hard, homie. It ain't hard,
yeah.
Hey,
but this is the
Clinton, the
thing,
call
though,
from
bro.
Virginia.
This
This
shows
call
you.
and your telephone number will be monitored and
Go ahead.
recorded.
I can
You
hear
have
you.
a prepaid
Go ahead, do
call.
your
You will
thing.
not be charged for
All right,
this
no
call. To accept this call, say or dial 5. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, bro.
All right, yeah. Now, Scoops. So Wack was just going in a little bit more about your impeccable integrity and name in there. He's literally saying, you know what, Wack, you told me during your time back then there was 3 of them. It was Scoops and 2 of his homeboys that was notorious. That
Man.
they was the 3, right? Who was the other 2?
It's just my opinion, you know what I mean? Like, but I've heard, like, you know, like this Psycho, you know what I'm saying? Bat. See, I went there, and Scoops will know what I'm talking about when I say this. When I went there, the NLRs were still running on the main line, so that's who I was getting into it with. I stayed getting into it with them all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I think in '98 or '99 they got hit with the validation, so they kind of went off to the back, and then whatever happened between them and the other guys happened. I don't know about that. And you know me, Tim. Look, I will never speak on nothing that I'm not a part of, bro. That's
Anyway,
just me.
call alert.
You know what I mean? But and then it switched over to the skins, and I got into, you know what I mean? But this is all I'm saying. All these trolls out here want to talk about his reputation and all that. Look, man, I'm not gonna put it out there like the police will put it out there. I'm not. You know what I mean? I look at the man as a man, bro. You know what I mean? But his shit speaks. His reputation speaks for itself. He's one of them dudes, bro. He's one of them. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, all you gotta do is Google the man's name, homie. You know what I mean? And it's all there. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean?
Come
I
on,
just
Wack.
let it.
Come on,
I,
boy.
I leave it at that. Hey, bro, you know what I mean? Cause look, hey, I know how they play their game, bro, and I laugh with these dudes, Scoops. I ain't lying, homie. They be like, oh, well, what
I
happened and this
know.
and that. I said, man, I don't worry about that shit, man. I got God in my corner, man. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right, bro. Hey, check it out. Check it out, Wack and homeboys. Check it out, man. So, you know, I've never even fucked with that dude, Dubs, or nothing. I don't know the dude, but I know his homeboys say he debriefed, and he will never say yes or no. And I know his partner, Gunner, debriefs, because Gunner talks about it. But Gunner got some funny stories, so I think that's funny. But other than that, this dude, he living a lie, and he calling everybody else liars, and he's playing whack-a-mole, trying to smash it on everybody. And then he says, there ain't one video I can point out where he giving up game. Wrong. You gave up game in the video where you were talking about bringing mass amounts of drugs in prison through visiting. You did that. I heard you.
Yeah.
Your ex-homeboys heard you. And you don't have no political rivals on the GP side, because as far as we're concerned, you've been SNY for over maybe a decade now. So we don't have no political rival that's SNY, bro. But you just never want to answer the question. Did you debrief, which we know you did, and debriefing entails snitching on a bunch of people.
Yep.
That's it. That's it, dude. That's it. Now, your homeboy, 59J, he the one splitting up these stories and getting stories off other people and selling them to the people on the internet and YouTube, and he a bigger piece of shit than everybody. But I'm just saying, you a debriefer, you know I know, you know your people know, and you lying to the people out there and you're taking their money, whatever, I don't care. But you got to be honest with yourself, man. That's it. That's it. The record is straight. And I ain't your political rival. Even your homeboys ain't your political rival because they not SNY, bro. They not SNY. So it is what it is, man.
Hey, Scoops, I gotta ask you, bro, because Tim told me earlier what you said when he asked you last night. I gotta hear it out of your mouth though. So if I came to the pen right now and hit the main line in high desert sea upper, I ain't gonna have no problems.
We've been on yards with white Crips and white Bloods and ain't nothing ever happened.
Oh wait, that's crazy.
That's
That's
crap,
it.
man.
Hey,
That's
no,
what it is, man.
I take.
Whack, check it out. I tell you this. If a white boy...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So here's the policy, Whack. Here's the policy.
Yeah.
It's the new policy we put in place. If a white boy don't like the fact that, you know, you're on the other side of the yard, right?
Yeah.
You get the head up fade with him. If he
Yeah.
wants to go and be like, look, Whack, it is what it is. It's nothing personal. I just don't like being on a yard with you.
Yeah.
One-on-one, head up. That's how that's gonna go. But
Hey, and I respect the fuck out of that, bro.
That's how it should go. Yeah.
I respect the fuck out of that. And I hey, Scoops, I take your word on that, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Hey, look, like I ain't seen it happen not one time though, man. Like these lines and the racial violence, it's like damn near nothing compared to when me and you were at High Desert, bro.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like way different.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy is that I told Tim, I was like, man, hey, bro, like Hot Desert was the White House, man. And I said, look, man, as soon as I got off the bus, IGI pulled me into the office and was like, look, man, just go ahead and lock it up, man. We'll send you wherever you want to go. Man, we don't want these problems. I said, man, look, are you running a prison here or a daycare? Hurry up and send me to my motherfucking cell. You know what I mean? Like, they always try to get motherfuckers to lay it out, bro. Like it ain't happening, bro. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They did the same shit to
Hey,
me, though,
Whack
Laura.
is way different now, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's a good thing. You know why? Because they've been playing us. They've been playing us against each other all these motherfucking years, instead of robbing us. Waking up one morning, the weights is gone, the cigarettes is gone, conjugal visits is gone, packages is gone.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Pictures is gone. You know?
Yep. Hey, you remember when I got shot up there the day after Christmas?
Yep. My homeboy, that was the one with the blacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my homeboy got. Hey, man, y'all kind of did my homeboy kind of dirty. Y'all plugged him a few times. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Hey, homie, I tell motherfuckers all like they be trying to. I don't know who started it, but they be online trying to make it to where like the whites be the victims. I'll be like, hey, bro. I said, if you go from the beginning of the late '60s until now, I guarantee you the Woods got more murders than anybody else.
Yeah.
It ain't even a question, bro.
There's a bunch of them. I can't really speak on that, man, but there is a bunch of them. I know that. I'm all about embracing the love and peace, man. But
yeah. No, I'm just saying in general, it's where like whites get victimized or something. Nah, that shit don't happen, bro.
Right. No. But listen, man, I'm gonna tell you now. Like I told Tim the other night, and you guys can check it out on my channel. Solid Behind Blue Eyes, come check us out, man. I dropped one about an hour and a half ago, a new video, and it's taking off pretty good right now. But so, you know, we got rid of all that fucking racial violence, man. And every now and then you're gonna have a couple little scrimmages, a couple little
right,
right?
Right.
But like those long drawn out wars, like for a year and a half. That's not happening no more, Whack. It's just not. It's over with.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Now Now the fight is these undercover fucking rats like this dude on the YouTube who got out the shoe. And okay, look, you couldn't get out, you couldn't parole from the shoe if you was a validated associate or a member before Astor settlement. You could not. There was no fucking way in hell. And in fact, if you had a parole date, they would transfer you from the shoe to the ad seg where you're from, county of conviction, to an ad seg closest to the county of conviction.
I've been on buses with dudes I done been on buses with dudes that were coming from the Bay going to their closest pen to where they live. Yep, I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, and Josh, homie Hangout was one of them. He was one of them. But what I'm saying, though, is that, people want to, they get on there and they want to say, oh, motherfucker lying, motherfucker this. He don't know me. I don't need to know you. I don't want to know you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know I don't know who you snitched on, how your debriefing sessions went. I do know you debriefed. That is 100% fact. And I do know I've read 300 debriefing reports in 31 years in a big house, 27 years of my life in the shoe.
Damn.
And I've read 300, and not one of them they can't talk about certain things. Not one of them don't take them into office. And they always take them into the office, right? And they look at the board of all the pictures of their people. And the IGI says, who's this? What's this guy doing? What's that guy doing? And it's all right there in the reports. That's what they do. So I know what they do because I read them.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Just be real. Be real.
Well, man, hey, I'm glad to have had a couple words with you, man. I truly wish you the best, homie, and I hope that at the end of all this marathon that you running, homie, I hope that you and yours come out on top, man. You know what I mean? Because I just can't imagine, homie, going through what you done been through, homie, being in the shoe all this time, and you got locked up when you were what 19, like you know what I mean, bro. My heart goes out to you, homie, but I don't. I know you don't need that empathy or sympathy. You a gangster, you gonna ride it out. But I'm just letting you know, homie, from one man to another, man. I'm rooting for you, man. You know what I mean? Straight up.
Already.
Get on, man. Thank you, man. Get on, bro. And I could use all the support. I appreciate that, homeboy. And I know we go way back, bro. And it was a trip when Jim told me you were gonna be on here. I was like, holy shit, I ain't heard that name since High Desert.
Yeah, hey, look, hey, bro, I didn't know, I don't like tooting my own horn. I'm like you, bro. I don't like tooting my own horn. And I was like, Mom, I was like, I was like, I don't know if I don't know if he knows me or remembers me. But then when you did, I was like, okay, yeah, he gonna remember me. You know what I mean? But it ain't no thing, homie. Hey, we were just two youngsters doing our thing, homie, and you know what I mean. Now we're two grown men trying to live life, homie. So much respect to you and yours, homie. Straight up.
Say, you know what he told me, Wack? Listen, he told me the same thing that I felt about myself. That I know AR right here is my homie, Wack, you, all of us. Listen, we've all become men now. We were children. What do they say? When you're a child, you think and act as a child. You think and act as a man, right? It's the same. We have the same body, but we got different minds right now. We learn, we mature, we grow, we understand things, and that's something that if you're not mentally maturing like that, if you're not growing, if you're not getting better, if you're not getting older, you're wasting your life. You're trash.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
are.
I got a quick story that'll make Scoops laugh and you laugh, Tim and the homie below laugh. So when I paroled, we had come off lockdown for getting into it with the Woods in June of '03 on C Upper. I know you heard about that, Scoops. And then
I remember.
Yeah, so in May, so we stayed on lockdown. When I paroled, we had been on lockdown for 11 months straight. So I get up there to R and shit, and I remember I asked my study because this was my first time paroling, and I was like, "Hey, bro, what if I get up to R&R, homie, and there's woods, homie? Like, is it gonna be cool, or you know what I mean? Like, do I gotta take, you know what I mean? He like, bro, y'all paroling. That shit is out the door, homie.
You have
Like,
60 seconds
and so,
remaining.
hey, sure enough, homie, I get up there to R&R, and there's two skinheads in there with me, right? And so I light up a little cigarette and
Hang
shit.
on, let me call back.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Call back.
So, I light.
Hold on, Wack, because he had to hang up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Story.
Hey, you want my cash app to put up there, Tim?
I got it up there, but listen, so let's talk about that. Listen, my brother Wack Deuce right now, y'all, he's been in the hospital for a long time right now. He's having heart failure, man, and I'm not trying to put his business out there, but listen, Wack is in there in the hospital gown right now, y'all. He just moved back. Things went wrong. Like, he's a single father also. He said right now he don't have no toothpaste, no deodorant, no boxers, no socks, no anything. And if you got any love for anything that we do here on Texas Prison Stories, and if you got any love from Tim Snow, Wack is one of the men that helps support me and grow this channel. So if you can just shoot my boy $2 or $3, if everybody here shoot Wack $2, $3, because I'm gonna send him something myself, we can help fix his situation, man. This is a real square business, solid dude, man. So I have it pinned in the Cash App, though.
An incarcerated individual at
I have it
the
pinned in the
California
comments.
State Prison, Bethesda, California. This call
I
and your
appreciate you, Tim. Love you,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
You have a prepaid
Don't even
call.
sweat that,
You will
bro.
not be charged for this call. To accept this call, thank you for using Global Tel Link.
We've all.
Yeah. Okay, so I light up a little cigarette and shit, and they sitting over there in that little corner. They talking and shit, getting dressed. And I knew one of them. I remembered one of them and shit. And he's like, so I'm sitting there smoking, like, damn, I'm kind of on edge. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? Like, fuck. And I'm one like, hey, Wack, and I look up like, oh fuck. And like, yo, what's happening? He's like, hey, let me hit that cigarette. And I'm like, what? He was like, let me get that cigarette, dog. I'm like, you sure? And he was like, I was like, I already hit it, homie. He was like, nah, man. He was like, man, we're out of here. Let me hit that shit. I gave him the cigarette, like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, just,
Yeah,
just dumb shit like that, bro. You can look back on and laugh, homie, and just recognize the journey that we've been on, homie, and where we're
bro,
at
we've
now.
been
You know
there,
what I mean?
dog. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. AR. Listen, so when the Mexicans hit me in Beaumont,
Yep.
they pulled a dirty ass move on me, man. So what really happened? I'll explain it quickly because I never told Scoops. A Hispanic guy that was a Crip, he showed up in Beaumont. And if you showed up in Beaumont, you was Hispanic. The Hispanic dudes had ultimate say whether you stay, whether you go. They really was stripping them down in the
Yep.
cell, checking their tattoos and all that. And they rushed up on this dude who I actually thought was a solid one, right? I'd known him my whole life. Turned out later that he turned out to be a buster. He flaked out, right? But I put my neck out on the line for this man, right? I set up this meeting with the dude that's running the car for Dallas, and I tell him, because he's over the dorm where the man's at, the wing, all this shit. I tell him, yo, homie, that man y'all getting ready to take out is a Mexican Crip. I say that's a no, homeboy. That's not gonna happen. So the man that's running the car, he don't really know what to say, but when I break it down to him, he tells me, hey, any Hispanic that hit over here, I got a right to say anything about him. So I tell him, no, he's not Hispanic, homie. He's a Crip. So you're out the door, right? Well, he had already put the word out to his people to hit this Mexican dude. First chance they get. This is like day number 2. He been there, so they still decide. He put the word out to hit him. I have this emergency meeting with him on the yard, and the man had to reverse his decision. That's what happened, right? So when I made him reverse his decision, now he got his soldiers that owe money. He got his soldiers that are in trouble. And the way for them to save face is to come hit me, right? So when they leave Beaumont, they now, instead of leaving as a check-in, leaving as owing money or anything, they leaving as putting in work on a white Crip, right? It changes their whole scenario. So they volunteer to come get me. You know what I'm saying? So when I stay in the hole, just like Scoop said, I had a broken shoulder, I had broken ribs, both eyes swollen, my whole face looked like a pumpkin, right? They done me bad, right? It was 4 big bodybuilding looking ass Mexicans, man. I didn't even have a chance. Look, when I hit the next prison, AR is the one speaking for the same gang, same car, same clique. That's why I had to approach him like I did, right? I approached him out of fear and out of respect and out of not
Yeah.
necessarily fear, but as fear of the unknown and fear of let's just get this shit cracking right now.
Man, let's get it
Right.
over with
Yeah.
now.
Right. And what he tried to explain, so I'd say this to the viewers, me being a white crip and telling him, and I don't even know him, I've been there 5 minutes, hey, I need to come into the cell with you. AR and everybody else thought I was calling him out to a fight. And AR
Right.
didn't even understand why. He didn't even know who the hell I was. He didn't know what was going on, but he's a real one, Scoop. So he jumped in the cell with me, like, what's up? You know, and now he's on guard. And I'm breaking him down, like, hey, your people hit me over there, man, and I need to know, is it gonna keep going? Like, do we need to just crank this shit up right now? And I was over there by myself.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you was ready to go. Yeah.
Bro, I'm not only am I the only white crip, I'm the only crip on this unit, right? And I'm coming in screaming this shit. So I didn't have no backup. I just got there. I don't got a knife. I don't got a lock to put on in a sock. I don't got
Nope.
shit but some
Man.
heart, right? But some heart and a broken arm. And that's it. So the same shit that you're talking about, while you hit the cigarette with the man that was the enemy, me and AR actually ended up staying in his cell talking for about an hour straight. We had so much shit in common that we bonded that day right then, and it was over with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the way that you said when that wood asked you to hit that cigarette and he hit it is the same way I felt when AR said, "Hey man, sit down," because you tell a man you tell a man to sit on your bunk. You know you respect that man. You don't let nobody you don't like sit on your.
Right.
And he asked me to have a seat. Let's talk. Let's chop it up.
Yeah.
So, I understand what y'all are saying, right? And I understand that. And to hear the mutual respect. So I'm a white crip from Texas. Yeah, okay. Wacc is a white crip from California. Wacc was the opposition. Wacc was the enemy. At that time, I'm pretty sure if Wacc would have had an opportunity to hit Scoops, he probably would have had to do it. If Scoops had an opportunity to hit Wacc, he probably would have had to do it. But we're showing people right now, and this is what I'm saying. We are showing people the evolution of men. And I was telling Scoops that everybody demonizes us. They monsterize us, especially them, the boogeyman. They're the big bad. They're the ones, he's one of the ones, like you said, right? And everybody knows this. But to hear you talk like this, brother, you're not only amazing two Crips and a Tango Blast gangster from Texas, but this is shocking the world right now, Scoops. This is shocking all the woods on the main line. This is shocking the ones that are free, that don't understand the inner hostilities. And Scoops, man, you're doing more than what you thought. And that's why yesterday, when you finished with what I wanted you to say about how you wanted CDCR to continue being
Your call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When you said that, Scoops, how you wanted it to stay the same and you want that inner hostility shit to last, that made me even respect you even more, my brother, because I know they're gonna listen to what you're saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that made me proud of you. And these people gotta understand that this is the evolution of men, all four of us right here.
That's right. That's right, my brother. Hey, look, it's a young man's game, right? When we realized that sitting in Pelican Bay Shoe for 30 years, a lot of us just sit up there and like we're all in this box, man. And then like I was telling you guys that story about the two BGF dudes that were my neighbor. Them dudes are my best friends, man, and or some of my best friends. And how can you want to have a problem with another man just because of his skin color or because of what he represents? And so, like I said, man, it's definitely a good thing because the enemy's in green, bro. The enemy for us out here in California is in green, and the upper administration of the prisons, the wardens, and the dirty prosecutors that are putting us in prison, and the dirty ass judges that are letting them. Let me tell y'all real quick, man. The judges and the district attorneys in California now are stakeholders in the prison system. So they have a monetary value benefit to keep men in prison at all costs. So, we got a problem, man. And California can't see that, then something's wrong, man. And But we real old school guys out here, the convicts. We always gonna keep it respectful. We always gonna carry it with the utmost respect and integrity for the next man who's just as we are, but may have a different skin color. You know what I'm saying? That is the most. I don't know, man. I've grown up in my life just like some of my bros. My bro Ronnie, and shout out to him and his folks. And we've had several talks, and we were neighbors for 5 years in Pelican Bay shooting. We shared the vent together. We learned Spanish together. We got our GED like 6 months apart from each other. And thank God for that, man. I got a beautiful wife. My wife and him were friends at first, and we learned that this racial shit is a waste of time, man. And if it cracks, it cracks. We're gonna be there. But other than it cracking, we're gonna kick it, man. We're gonna kick it and learn and help each other and fight the real enemy who's in green. That's always trying to take our shit. That's what I say.
Well, shit.
So,
We're gonna handle what we gotta handle, but we're not gonna push it towards that. You know what I mean? If anything, we're gonna try to avoid it. You know what I mean, and focus on the real enemy. You know what I'm saying?
So Wacc, hold on. Let me ask you something.
Exactly.
Let me ask Wack Deuce something. Because Scoops, I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and Wacc been friends for some years now, and when I first talked to you, he called me. He seen the first video and he called me. He said, "Hey, Snow, I don't even think you know who you're talking to right there." I said, "No, I definitely listen." He say, "No, I'm serious." He say, I said, "I do know who I'm talking." He say, "Nah, man. I don't think you know who you're talking to." I said, "But I do." He said, "But you still don't." And I caught the drift, right? There's things we can't talk about. There's things we can't say, Scoop, shit like that. But he literally said, and he didn't know that you were going to say he'll be okay on the line today. He didn't know that you said you would come to my house and we play Nintendo. He didn't know none of that. So this is my question to you, Wack. What really just went through your mind right now when he said you could hit C-Yard and there wouldn't even be no problems no more in 2025? Like,
I mean, shit, my mind is still blown. I ain't gonna lie, I still hit that motherfucker suited and booted though. You know what I mean? Just in case. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you this though. Yeah, hey, I'll tell you this, bro. Hey, I'll tell you this. If me and Scoops would have met in the middle of the yard, and I tell you this, Scoops, so he'll validate it. That whole yard would stop doing what they were doing, and all eyes would be on us, and the police might hit the buzzer just out of being scared, like, what the fuck are these two dudes talking about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
that's how it was in the feds.
Trip,
listen, when I'm telling y'all, I called the man. So the dude that I spoke to in the feds had so much juice that I didn't even have the right. I was still kind of new, right? I'd only been there about 2 years. I didn't even have the right to walk up to that man and go, "Hey, Yummy, I need to have a meeting with you. I need to talk to you about I'm serious. This is how prison politics go. Even though I'm a man, I'm 240. I'm 6 foot 240 at that time. I'm doing burpees from morning to night if I want to. Like I'm a man, but prison politics say I can't even speak to the
right.
So I had to go get my partner from Houston who been there on a life sentence, been 20 in, that they respect him, and I had to ask him, "Can you go get this Mexican for me and let me talk to him?" And the cat said,
"This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded."
When he found out that the Mexican was a Crip and he's supposed to be over here with us, he said, "Man, listen, I'm gonna set the meeting up, Snow, but that's on you what you tell them, and that's on you handle it. Like that's y'all. I'm not a Crip. I'm not on Crip time. I'm not from Galveston." He said, "But I'm gonna make it happen." So when we hit the yard, we're literally in the middle of this gigantic ass rec yard. Y'all can tell you himself how big this rec yard was, right? We had a huge yard, but we're in the middle. Now we're meeting on the basketball court, which is the black area. The Mexicans got the handball court and the track and all of that, and so we're meeting in the middle. And you better believe about 600 or 700 men froze. The
Yeah.
basketball game stopped. The handball game stopped. Anybody that was playing horseshoes stopped. I'm talking about even the trannies that was over there playing
Yeah.
volleyball, whatever they do.
Yeah.
Everybody literally was looking like, are these dudes fixing to kill each other? Like, why in the hell is this white dude and this black guy and this Mexican standing in a triangle all talking right now? That like, I get what you're saying. And the whole yard went on alert.
Hey, Tim, check it out, bro.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I got to bounce out of this one and call my peoples real quick, bro. And I just wanted to stop in for a quick few calls with you guys.
No,
and, I appreciate it, my friend.
I appreciate
Much love, brother. Much
Yeah.
love.
Hey, much love, homie.
And Wacc wanted to meet you bad, and Wacc just wanted to send his respect and love to you, man. I thank you for tapping in,
Wacc,
bro.
hey, likewise, my friend. Hey, Wacc, you take care of yourself, bro. And it's good to talk to you again. You guys check out Solid Behind Blue Eyes, man. And homeboy,
I got you, bro.
I send mine too, bro.
All right, man. Stay strong, homie.
Wacc, Scoops,
all right, Tim Stone.
Call me in the morning, Scoop. When you wake up, call me in the morning so we can handle some business.
Okay, bro. All my love, man. You guys be careful with them snitch tubers, man. I send mine.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right. So check that out, Wacc. You wanted that to happen. I didn't know he was gonna call anyway.
Yeah, hey, I didn't want to I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to tell you like, oh yeah, you definitely gonna remember me because I definitely know that he do like, oh, me, cause I don't like tooting my own horn, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
about that, though.
Because you're not supposed to, like he said. Right. So listen. I asked him about Wes Watson the other day. He called him a sissy, basically. He said, no real man.
Oh yeah, hey.
He said, no real man to walk around tooting his horn, calling himself no shot.
Man, I told you years ago, didn't I? I said, man, that dude's a nobody, bro.
Yeah, he ain't no show, man.
Hell yeah,
you know what I mean? You get a real wood on, man. Like I said, bro, hey, you didn't, like, I think you know now, or I think you got a part of it now, but I think later on down the line, you'll really get a hold of it. But hey, bro, you were talking to one of them, homie. You know what I mean? I leave it like that, bro. And for motherfuckers to try to deny that, I mean, that just shows how stupid they are, bro.
No, man, you talking to a real one, dog. I mean, and you know that Tim Snow, bro, has been there for all of us that didn't have a voice, that wanted to have a voice, that brought it out there. For some of us, and I ain't speaking for you. I'm speaking for some of us that didn't. And I did time with this fool, man. We were locked up together, and I remember spending years with this man and knowing what he's about. So for him to bring me on this show and to talk about what we did together and how we lived together and how we rode together.
Sure.
Yeah, man, it's for real, dog. It's for real. I mean,
hey, bro, I would fuck with you. I would fuck with you now going forward, just based on your relationship with Tim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Tim is my brother now. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like,
So what me and AR are doing right here. So here's some history you don't know, probably, right? Maybe you do. They did a Gangland episode, right? They did a Gangland episode. What is that? That's like History Channel, Discovery Channel.
On Tango Blast, right? I seen that one. I seen it.
So the cats on that video, they was some Pasadena cats. You know what? I'm the only one that I know is Joker. Joker was the
Casper. I know Casper.
So you know Casper. I know Joker.
Okay, look. Before you go into the story, I just got one question I want to ask. I've always wanted to ask about Tango. How do you say it first? I don't want to mispronounce it. How do you,
Tango.
Tango Blast. Okay.
Tango Blast, baby. Yeah.
My bad. I'm a white boy that thinks he's black sometimes. Right. Hey, but look, Tango Blast. Okay, so is it like? Is that something that was born on the streets or in the pen? Or if you can't answer that, I understand.
No, in the pen, dog. In the pen.
Okay. Yeah, so that's something that that you can't just like grow up and say, yeah, I'm from
No,
Tango Blast.
no, and that's unfortunate because we have a lot of youngsters that want to rep Tango Blast and they get all the tats. They come to prison full of Tango Blast tattoos, but they ain't been about that life yet. They ain't run. You know what
And
I mean?
so are they
They ain't
accepted or
put
they
in
got to put in that work?
already. And so, like, man, and I hate to even put him out there, but I'm gonna put him out there. My little brother, dog, he goes in, do a little bit of time. And I told him when he go in there, go get with the homeboys, dog. Go with the homeboys. You already blasted up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You already got your H's on you, and I mean you're about that life. So go. He goes in there, and he wasn't about that life, man. They made him cover that shit up. They made him
Mm.
cover his tattoos up, dog.
You know what? It might have. Hey, it might have
It,
saved it. Hey, it might have saved him from doing a life sentence, though. You
Man,
know
it
what I
might
mean?
have, dog, for real. But my point is, don't do that if you ain't about that, dog. Man,
Right.
don't,
Yeah.
man,
For
don't.
real.
It ain't about that, man. It's about trying to really rehabilitate yourself, man. And this boy went
Yeah.
in there thinking he's gonna, oh, I want to be about that life. I want to come out with my, tats on my neck and my face, and and this and that. And I'm trying to tell him, man. I'm trying to tell him it's not that anymore, dog. We've been through that. We've done through that. I fought for that TV that you're sitting at. We're watching that right now. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
about that anymore, man. We cool like that now.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So we had on the unit when I was on veto, Whack. This how it go, right? Whack. In Texas, it's purely Tango Blast is purely a penitentiary thing.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
cannot get put down in the free
Right.
world, right? But Texas is so multicultural, homie, to where we got a lot of Hispanic bloods and Crips and
Yeah.
white blood. Well, not too many white bloods and Crips, but there's some.
No, it's
But
some.
yeah, there's some, but they almost gonna never come in and rep that. They're gonna
No.
go wood, right?
No.
But
Tim
the
was a few. Yeah.
the Hispanic guys, they got a choice because
Yeah.
I seen Mexican Bloods and Crips
Yep.
also, but their choice is on their very first day in Texas. I mean, very first day in Texas, they got to decide what it's gonna be. Whack. They got to
Tell him, Tim.
decide. Is they gonna like you better pick your side. Are you gonna go over there and tell them black dudes, hey, I'm a Crip, or
Yep.
you gonna go over there and tell the Mexicans that I want to be with y'all? And if you tell the Mexicans that you want to be with them and you're a Crip, we not gonna say nothing to you, right? But your Tango homies are probably gonna tell you cover up your Crip tattoos
Yep.
if you got some, cause we don't want to look at them. That's the real facts, right? If you flip Tango from day one, we don't consider that trading. We consider that you going with your race, right? That's just kind of how prison works. Like you got that right, but there's no switching in the middle, cause you understand what I'm saying. You
Right.
come in
Right.
today, whatever you say on day one is gonna stick. So if a
Yeah.
Mexican comes in, he says he wants to be blasting, but we know he was a Crip, and they don't accept him. They say fuck you. He fails his little. He don't put his work in. He don't do his little squabbling when he gets there, whatever. Then yeah, we might go and put them boots on his ass. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And they're not gonna care, right? That's where the racial shit comes out of play right there because in Texas, bro, it's not like California, right? Like Tango Blast can watch a weak ass Mexican get tore off the bone, and they ain't got no reason to go save this weak ass Mexican that won't even fight for himself. The
Mm.
same thing with everybody else, right? Like white men can get bitch slapped in the day room, and if he don't stand up and fight for himself, the other ones ain't coming to help him.
That's
It
right.
just is what it is. But if he
Yep.
stand up and start squabbling, yeah, they gonna come help him. Like you hear, you have to defend yourself before anybody will defend you, and nobody is given the benefit of the doubt in Texas.
Amen, brother.
That's the difference, right? So that's why in our prisons, it's a little different because for one, you do a 187 in a Texas prison, you're getting indicted. You probably getting a life without parole, or you going to the hole for the rest of your life. You going maybe the death penalty. We got a lot of mainline men that have gotten a death penalty for
Yeah.
putting in work, and they literally take you over there to Livingston, Texas. They're gonna lock you down 24/7 till the day they put that needle in your arm, and it's gonna really
Mm.
happen here,
Yeah.
right? So
They do that like that.
that's
Hell
why
yeah.
In Texas, there's a bunch of knife plays. We had about 25, 26 murders last year, I believe. It still happens, right? But we prefer like hell not to go to the knives, dog. We're gonna try like hell. Like Scoop said, how if a Wood got a problem with you nowadays, it's just the head up fade. We always have always preferred that, bro. Just because our system is gonna prosecute and punish us differently than they would out there or they do in the feds and shit like that, right? So we got to think about now, if I got life without parole and I'm suicidal already, hey, maybe I don't even give a damn about getting that death penalty, right? But if
Yeah.
I got a five, if I got a three, a five, a eight, last thing I want to do is go use some steel. I swear to God, if I got a number that's a single digit, if I got anything less than 20, me personally would rather go take that ass whooping, get the respect as a man that stood up for myself before I go grab a knife and just kill somebody and I'm stuck here forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
You know
see,
what I'm
if you
saying?
hey, if you remember what Scoop said, I think it was yesterday when you were interviewing him or the day before. Can't remember what video it was where he was saying he done seen a gang of youngsters go up in there with no time, basically, bro. 2, 3, 4 years, five
Right.
years, 8 years, and then turn that shit into a life sentence, bro. And that shit happens all the time,
Yeah.
especially within them groups, the Southsiders, the Woods, the Norteños, the Bulldogs,
Mm,
because what happens is these youngsters want to go up in there and they want to
make
jump
a
in the
name.
they want to jump in the pool with the big dogs and
Yep.
start politicking, and then when your name is called you can't say no, and so now you're 2 years to the house.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But nah, your name came up. Now you got to go. Now you got to
That
go
work it.
blast this dude. And they got rules of when you go blast. You can't just stab somebody once and then run off.
Yep.
Nah, they got rules to where you got to ride him until he down, till
Mm.
his breath is gone.
No, you
And
got to
so
stay
that
on him. You have to stay on that man until
you
the
got to
guards
stay
come.
on it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Until the first shot is fired.
Yep. Yep.
Whatever the rules is for that group, homie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? That's why these kids need to understand, homie. At the end of the day, bro,
It ain't
fuck
about that.
prison, fuck the gang. Your gang is your kids. Your gang is your family.
That's right.
Your gang banging is your job.
Amen,
And
brother.
fucking, you know what I mean? Gang bang that check every Friday when you go cash it, bro. You know what I mean?
Nah,
That's
for
what,
real. So you know what,
you
cuz you
know.
know what my homeboy says all the time? He say boys be hard as steel in prison. They be beating up every damn buddy coming their way. But as soon as they get home, that light bill be kicking their ass.
Yep.
On the real.
You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Think about it.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
light bill and rent will kick a motherfucking gangster ass that can whoop anybody, kill anything in there, but he has trouble paying the rent out here, and
Hey,
that's
but I tell you what, you would much rather be fighting for that light bill and that telephone bill and that apartment bill than being locked up, dog. So it's worth it, man. You know what I mean?
hell
We out
yeah,
here now. We talking about it. We doing it. You know what I mean? We trying to do our thing.
yeah.
Keep out here.
So I want to turn this around a little bit, Wack. Listen, man. So for y'all to just join, my brother Wack Deuce, man, is one of the real ones. When I first started this channel, Wack was one of the first people that reached out to me and said, you know what, from California, and say, you know what, homie, I like your style. I like how you get down. Everything's legit, you know. And we started rocking, right? Me and Wack got some videos together on this channel. I think I might even have uploaded a couple short clips of them. I think I might even have them on Facebook. I'm not sure, right? But this is my brother. And Wack, can you tell them what the situation, what you got going on right now? Do you want to tell these people? Because we're
Yeah,
asking for help
man. So,
tonight, Wack. We're asking for help.
I've been a single dad, man, for the past 4 years. I got three beautiful daughters. My oldest lives in San Diego. My two youngest are with me. Well, now they're with their mom because I've been in the hospital since April 5th. I woke up April 12th in the ICU. Didn't know what the fuck was going on. Trying to rip lines and shit out of my arm, fighting with the nurses and shit because I didn't know where the fuck I was at. And now I got transferred to a nursing home last Friday. I've been up in here. They told me I got to be up in here probably for 60 days. I just came back up here to Washington from down south. And then 3 days later, I guess I ended up in the hospital. So I got minor heart failure. Uh, and so I've been up in the hospital, man. While I've been in the hospital, my motherfucking truck got towed. And everything that I owned was in that fucking truck. So I ain't got no motherfucking drawers. I've been in these hospital gowns, man. I'm trying to work back, trying to get my workers' comp back shit cracking up here. And man, I'm just, you know what I mean. I'm doing bad, man.
Yeah, so listen, so far 2 people have sent super chats. Nikki Lynn sent 4.99, White Cup sends 4.99. I'm asking y'all tonight, please don't send no super chats on this video. Do not do that. I have them. If you feel like donating anything tonight, that's the pinned comment is his cash app. And I swear, if you could just send him $1, that's cool. Show the man that you got love for him, right? Because he takes his time out to come here and help Tim Snow Texas prison stories anytime I call him. Look, he's in the hospital with heart failure in a hospital gown, and he's still right here doing this video out of respect, right? He wanted to make sure that people understood who Two Scoops was, and that's what he's doing here. So don't send any more. Don't send any more super chats if you feel it in your heart, and we're not begging or anything, because I'm gonna send them something myself, y'all. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I got a feeling they are probably gonna send you something too, because he's
Yeah.
a real one.
For
You know
sure.
what
For
I'm
sure.
saying? But what I'm saying is, Tim Snow don't want that tonight. Send that to Wack Deuce. If any single dads are watching this, if any single moms and you're doing good, you know how it feels. Imagine being in a hospital for weeks at a time and now having to be in a nursing home with nothing to your name. Your kids are with the mother that there's a reason he was a single dad. We're not
Hey,
gonna get into
Tim.
all
yeah,
that, but now the
for real.
kids are
Hey,
with their
hey.
mama.
But the crazy thing is like I can understand where this man's coming from. I can feel it. I mean, I ain't been there like where he's exactly at, health wise, but I've been there like, coming out the joint, starting with nothing. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nobody. I ain't got no help. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean. The government's not going to help you. You know what I mean? The state's not going to help you. So it's like one of those. You just got to like either you got friends or you just buckle up and do what you got to do, man. And that's what me and you are doing now. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
man, I don't like working overtime all the time, but my babies like it. The child support pays for it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And but it's just one of those things. As a man, before I wasn't worried about it. I was dealing dope. I was slinging. I was running. Guns and all the kinds of shit. But now it's like it's real deal Holyfield, dog.
All right, so
We got to
listen
take
up.
care of business.
I got
You
a
know?
real question for you for White Cup because they asked this question the other day. This is not a joking matter. We're not clowning nobody. We're not nothing.
No.
Wack, listen to what this comment says. My cousin is in the ICU, intensive care unit, after being starved to death by his cellie. He has anal tears and welts all over his body. Snow, what should we do? This is the family asking, what should they do? I mean, either one of you got some advice here?
Mm.
For Texas, dog,
Uh,
man, I would try to reach out to that particular unit and just, man, do what you know what I mean? Just like, hey, this is what's going on. I mean, there's not much you can do, dog. You know that, Tim. You know what I mean? Just all you can do is wherever that person's at is reach out to that particular unit and hope you get to somebody that's important that can pull him out of his cell or, get a looking at him or whatever. But
So,
that's about
so
all that's
at,
going to,
at that
what's going to
at
happen.
that point right there. So I'm gonna be brutally honest, because that's what they want. Brutally honest. At that point, I'm assuming that's gonna be G4 or G5, which that
Right.
means that's lockdown, right? That's
Yeah.
where this shit usually happens. Wack in Texas, Wack. Listen, we have no ability to pick our cellmates, right? There are times where they might put you in there with a booty bandit, and you're a small dude. They might
mm,
put you in there with a Mandingo warrior black prison gang member, and you're an AB. They might put you in there with a
mm.
Blood, and you're a Crip. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
So what that does
Excuse me
is
1 minute. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. So what that does is cause people to become victims. Like here in
Right.
Texas, it's wrong, and that's one thing that I've been pushing for is that we need to get the classification system. But at this point, White Cup, it's a little too late, right, to save him from what already happened.
Yeah.
And they have something called PREA. It's the Prison Rape Elimination Act. Certain prisons take it serious, certain prisons don't. The people in Huntsville do take it serious though, right? So it's hard for me as a convict and as a man to give you the advice to call and tell. But obviously they already know. If the man is in ICU, he's been starved, he's malnutrition with anal tears and whelps all over his body, they know, right? The pre-investigation has been started. What you do as the family, yeah, you start emailing people. You start calling probably the warden. If the warden don't accept it, then you start calling the regional what is it, OGI or OIG, I think. OIG, right? That's the Office of Investigator General or whatever. Because now we're now going and talking to somebody that's not in prison. We're not talking about prison politics, none of that. We're talking about a family member. This is somebody's cousin. Like, yeah, Texas is bad about not caring when a family calls. They don't give a damn what you say. But when you start pushing that PREA thing, they're gonna get him up off of a unit. And honest God truth, the rest of the time your cousin is probably gonna go to what they call safekeeping. Safekeeping is the same place where they got South Park Mexican, right? So they have a segregation safekeeping. That's more like for high profile people that have current beefs or whatever. But the other safekeeping they send them to, it really is gonna be child molesters. It's gonna be men with breasts. It's gonna be like similar to the SNY out there in California, Wack. It's gonna be some weirdos. It's gonna
Right.
be a little bit of rats, a little bit of something, and it's also gonna be other rape victims and shit like that. But it's gonna be
Basically keep away.
yeah. So it's keep away from not just one person, but keep away from anybody known to be violent, anybody
Right,
known
right,
to do
right,
that, right?
right,
And
right.
so in Texas, going to safekeeping is rare and it's actually hard to get to. But we would look at them the same way that y'all would look at an SNY inmate, right? Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
there's no coming back from safekeeping and going back to population and be like,
No.
oh, I was just scared for a minute, right? You know what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
no, no. It don't work like that. It's gonna
No.
be
No.
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's it's a sad situation. They keep saying my volume is low. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, but no, your volume is really low compared to me and Homeboy. Yeah, it's really low.
Let me see if I can turn it up. What about right now? That look
Say
I
better?
hear
something.
you. I hear you fine, bro.
I could hear you, but it's low.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Let
See,
me try this.
even Rudolph the world said it can't hear.
Yeah. I don't understand why my volume is low. Let me see something. Let's try this.
Homeboy's like loud, like I don't know if he can hear me, but we're loud.
Yeah. So
We could barely hear you.
what about now? Can you hear me better now?
Uh-uh.
No.
No.
What the fuck is going on here? Hold on. All right, now what about now? I
Yeah.
turned it up.
Yep. Now we can. Now
It's
loud and
better
clear.
So basically, if I was that person, you know where I would start, and my dad actually did it when the police broke my hand, both of my hands. I told you that story, Tim. Uh, my dad reached out to his local congressman, and his office actually reached out to the prison and found out what was going on, and got Sacramento to come down there and investigate.
That's
So he
about
might want to reach out to his local congressman.
yeah, yeah. That's about
Yeah,
all you can get done. Yeah.
so let's be in our reality. So let's back this up so this don't happen to nobody else. What really was hard to understand for me, I know it's hard to understand for Wack. It would definitely be hard to understand for Scoops, for AR. Like, how did it get that far? Because
Man,
prison is a place where it's mandatory that you defend yourself, right? And I apologize about the low volume. Y'all should have told me sooner.
No, you
Prison
good
is
now.
a place where it's mandatory that you defend yourself. And
man,
as I got
definitely,
through
definitely
saying,
for dishonor.
yes, and as I got through saying nobody here in Texas will defend you if you don't defend yourself. So race be
Right.
damned, gang be damned, or whatever. Matter of fact, if you're in a gang and you don't defend yourself, your gang is gonna be the one that comes smash your ass out. They like fighting you out
Yep.
for embarrassing them. They're not gonna come take revenge for you. They're gonna smash your ass out for not handling your business. If you handle your business, then we can figure it out, right? Like it's
Right.
on spot, dog. Like so. I'm not judging this person and White Cup. I'm sorry if it sounds like it, right? And I apologize, but you couldn't starve me to death because that takes a while and you sleep in a cell with me. Like some point, I got the right to get up in the middle of the night and take a leak without you tripping. Like, you know, that's normal prison activities, right? At some point before you starve me to death, I'm gonna try to kill you while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'm not trying to like promote violence. I'm not
No,
trying
I
to
know.
incite
Yeah.
violence, none of that. But I'm saying as a man, how long can I deal with this? So Wack, I told a story, listen, not too long ago. There was a man that passed away. What we have here is called G5. G5 is similar to being in the SHU, right, in California, but you have to have a cellmate. And your G5 is a punishment lockdown. It's not SEG, it's not the SHU. It's general population, but you're locked down 23-1, right? So some days they're short on staff, you might don't even get that one. That's the crazy part. So a lot of days you're 24 hours a day in this box with this man. And you know, like I know, if you don't got to understand him with a cellmate, there's a big problem. Like rules and everything got to be established, right? So I mean, almost immediately, if I see that there's going to be some kind of problem and we're not trapped out, I'm just the type of person that's going to run to the fire and try to put it out. I can't run from it. You know what I'm saying? Like AR said, I showed up with a broke shoulder, can't fight a lick, but I took my sling off so they wouldn't know, right? He didn't know I had a broke shoulder until later.
No.
I didn't want them to see me coming in weak and then maybe now they take advantage of me. No, that's not smart. So in the hallway, I threw my sling away in the trash can. Then when I got in there and AR told me everything was cool, I was mad as hell because I needed that sling bad, right? I made a mistake. Like the rest of the time, my arm didn't even heal properly. It already needed a surgery. Then it got worse because now I don't got a sling. I'm having to try to like rip a t-shirt and make one and shit like that, you know. But when I was first coming in, there was no way in hell I was gonna come in there looking handicapped, looking hurt after I just had an altercation with somebody else, you know. So what I'm saying, I did it. I'm not just saying to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to address situations and problems in prison as soon as they arrive. Either whether it's gonna politic it out, you're gonna fight it out, you're gonna knife fight it out. I don't know what you're gonna do about it, but you can't let shit fester. Am I right or wrong, AR?
No, you exactly right, dog. And I've always gave you mad respect for that because you came into a dorm that you didn't know nothing about, one deep, you know, and you know we was sitting there 25 deep watching TV, and you just had an altercation with all of us. So I didn't know that, you know, I didn't know what you was going through. I didn't know you had a fucked up shoulder. All I know is I see you walk in and you look like you could be Mexican, like you might fuck with the homeboys, you know. So
Hey,
I'm
and
like,
listen, tell them at that time, I was a lot bigger at that time.
yeah,
I was muscular as hell.
yeah,
I hadn't lost weight at that time. I'm coming through big steel, got my gold teeth. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Yeah, I got
for
you
real,
feel
for
me,
real.
yeah, I
So
had
I
permanent
hit him
gold
up.
teeth.
I'm gonna hit him up real quick. I thought he was a homeboy, so I'm like,
Hey,
hey,
I didn't. Hey, Tim, I didn't realize you was as big as you was until I seen that. I seen that flicker. You, I said, "Damn, my boy was a monster."
yeah,
Now, so I lifted weights 10 years straight, and then I caught that federal case, and I spent nine to 10 months out on bond, and I had money stacked up. So the entire 9 or 10 months, I also had an Olympic weight set, punching bag, and all that shit, and I couldn't leave my house. So literally at that time, the only things that was on my mind was lift weights, eat as much protein as I can, and try to get some booty because I'm finna go to prison. That was the only three
Oh,
goals I
real,
had in
yeah.
life, right? That's the only two goals I had. Three goals is lift weights, get some booty, eat and sleep because I wanted to come in that bitch right. I came in there. So when I came in the Beaumont medium, which
Hey, you can't. Hey, you went. Look, you went in there on. Hey, muscles on swole, nuts about the size of M&M.
You already know.
Nigga, you was
say,
drained, boy.
say, man, listen, you know, you crazy boy. But listen, so what I'm saying though, I walk into Beaumont medium. I'm 240. I'm benching 350. I'm working out with 350. Right.
Damn.
I'm getting my money. I've been doing this shit now for 11 years, every day, faithfully, like Wes Watson and them boys. All that shit. I was doing all that. I was that too. But after I got my shoulder broke, I can't even do a push up. I can't do a pull up, and that affected me for
Right.
five years at least. Cause 5 years. So that happened to me the entire time that I was locked up with AR. I started to be able to do towards the end, maybe like 5 or 10 push-ups. I was trying to like rehab myself, and then I kept injuring myself. Then I come out. The job that I get was a roll-off truck driver, right? Where I gotta back up. I gotta back up like this and turn my arm, and it's the bad one, bro. It was to the point where these men had broken my shit so bad that not only did they fuck me off in prison, I could barely do my job once
In
I
the
got
free
free.
world. Yeah.
Man.
Like this was a life altering incident. And now, right now, so I weighed myself the other day. I'm 213, right? I'm 213, and now I'm 6 foot. Somebody said 6'2", JoJo, salute. I'm 6 foot. I'm 213, right? I still work out, but I can't go heavy no more.
I
I'm
can't.
still I'm
Yeah.
still in probably better shape than 90% of guys my age.
Right.
But I'm a shell of what I used to be, and I know this, right? And that's probably why some people might see this shit and go, "Oh yeah, he don't even look like he would make it," or he don't. I've
Nah,
had people.
stop it, dog.
Shout out to one of my subscribers. Listen, her name's Helen. Helen, that she's always commenting on my Facebook. She told me that I look 5'6", 5'7" in these videos, and I'm like, how can you even judge how tall I am when I'm sitting down at all times? People assume
Yeah.
everything, right? But so one thing, AR, when we're talking about Whack, I know you never seen them.
Yeah.
Whack is a very big man. Whack said himself the other day he was in there with some 19-inch pythons down to the size of Hulk Hogan back then. He's tall. Yeah, no, he had the long hair with the braids, like he was 100%. You see Whack's old pictures, this dude was a real life gangster. There's no
Right.
doubt. He's in the hood, he's with the people, with the business, and he came into prison
About that life.
about that life and big enough to show them too,
Yeah.
right? Like, so let me ask you something, Wack. If you would have came up in there at 19 years old before this end of hostilities, when these guys are ops, while these Nazi lowriders are jumping you, and you would have been 5'6", weighing 150, you think shit would have went the same for you, regardless of having hard or not, Wack? How do you think it would have been different for you?
Oh no, man. That's kind of like that's what the odds stacked against you for real. Like my thing is like I hated it when I was growing up that I was the only white boy around because I used to get beat up all the time. But then now I look back on it and I'm like, that's what saved my life, though.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
That's
Like,
what made you who you are, dog.
you know what I mean? You gotta look at it, bro. I've been getting my ass whooped by Samoans every day of my life, bro.
Yep.
And
You
them
know
they
what I
big
mean?
as hell, huh?
And the motherfuckers know about Samoans. Some of them motherfuckers get hard as a
Yeah.
motherfucker. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, they some powerful.
So,
Say,
Yeah.
listen, let me ask you
you
one
know,
question, Wack, because
uh,
why are them Samoans so big and strong? Why are they so big and strong like
It's
that?
just
Almost
that's the way they
all of them
build,
are.
dog. That's how
hey,
they
that
build.
that's the mayonnaise, bro. That's the mayonnaise.
Man, stop it, dog. That's just how those fools are built, fool.
It's the
They come from
mayonnaise in the
they come
it's
from
the
there.
mayonnaise in the spam, bro. You
Yeah.
gotta, you know what I mean?
That's what it is. That's what I need to get me some.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Say so. Yeah, now so with that being said, Wack was a really big dude. I come in with some really big size on me. You know what I'm saying? Really ready to do what I got to do. And here goes the opposite thing though. So when I go into the next prison, AR AR is muscular as hell. My friend right here in this video with us, he takes his shirt off he looking like Wes Watson, right? But AR ain't 6 foot tall. He's shorter than I am, right?
What you are about 5'9"?
Yeah, 5'7".
He's
Oh,
five.
okay. Hey, hey, I didn't want to hit you with the Mexican norm, bro. You know what I mean? I wanted to
Hey,
add a couple
stereo.
on,
No,
Hey,
bro.
I
seriously,
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I ain't,
5'7", but he been working out now 15, 20 years, right? He does Brazilian jiu-jitsu, taekwondo.
Oh, okay. Hey, I want to. Hey, you know what, AR? I got some questions for you. When if we can chat, if we can chat later on online, man, because I really want to get my daughters into that Brazilian jiu jitsu, bro.
yeah, absolutely, brother. It's a lifestyle, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
I want. Yeah, for self discipline, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no. So I mean that. So here's the crazy part about that, Wack. He comes in knowing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is a ground art, it's a wrestling
Right.
to take them
Yeah.
down. And in Texas prisons, we got a no wrestling and no fighting on the ground rule.
Oh, damn.
So you
That's
see
all
what
right. He probably he got hands, bro. So you know what I mean?
I? Oh
He can.
yeah, so he boxes too, though. That's what I'm.
Yeah,
But what
yeah.
I'm
That's what I'm
saying
saying.
is,
Like
you got
the
a lot of
the
UFC fighters out here, MMA fighters saying, "Well, if I went to prison, I'd choke them out and I'd tap them out and break this."
man.
No, you wouldn't, because as soon as you took them to the ground and you try to do
they gonna
anything to
stand you
them,
right back up,
the
brother.
whole day room is gonna separate y'all, make y'all
Yep,
stand back up. You do that shit 2, 3 times, you can probably gonna get stomped out by everybody because you
yep.
breaking penitentiary rules. Now it's
That's right.
literally stand here and
And
go from the
fight.
shoulders.
Yep.
You know,
It's
hey, I told you. I don't know if I know I had told the story on my channel, but I don't know if I had told you the story before, Tim. But we was in juvenile camp, and juvenile camp is like a free for all, bro. Ain't no politics or nothing, homie. It's just
no.
gang banging, straight
That's
up.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I
That's
got
it.
into it with this essay camp, right? And we on the basketball court and shit. It's rec time, and we end up getting into it and shit. And so uh, I told the fool, I was like, hey, yeah, I mean, I was like, fuck your hood and your dead homies, fool. And he was like, all right, homie. He said, when we go inside, me and you are gonna jump out the window and get out. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm thinking like, yeah, well, got me one, coach. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to knock this Mexican out, right? Man, hey, bro, I go out there, homie. No lie, homie. This motherfucker take me out there and give me the 2 piece and the biscuit, bro, right? And so man, right? So the homie, I'll never forget him. The homeboy from my hood, Baby Smurf, dragged me back through the window. I'm fucking dazed. I lay on my bunk and shit. And so he hop out the window and go out there, and he ended up whooping on the Mexican cat. But that's because Baby Smurf is Samoan and black. I swear to God, that motherfucker came out the womb with a 6 pack. But anyways, you know what I mean. So come to find out, homie, the Mexican cat was a motherfucking trained boxer, bro.
Oh
And
shit!
so yeah, so that motherfucker just he gave me the 2 piece and the biscuit, bro. You know what I mean? And the only reason they say Smurf whooped on him, the only reason why Smurf whooped on him was because he got his hands on him, and like I said, Smurf was that much bigger. But yeah, homie, old boy was like he was undefeated in juvenile hall and in camp, bro. You know what I mean? He was.
Yeah.
That's how that motherfucker had hands,
Now
bro.
so I got a story on my channel, Wack, that I think I told AR this channel. So the first ever cat that I ever met in my life that told me he was Stone. He said he was Tango Blast. He had the star on him, all this. And I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I was in the county jail. I'd never been to prison, state jail, none of that. I'm like, man, I don't even know what this gang you're talking about is. But we're homeboys, so he's lacing me up. And he's kind of trying to tell me that's probably what you should be too if you go to prison, Tim, in a respectful way. And I'm telling him, now, homie, I'm a crip, but I want to learn about what y'all got going on, right? That
Right,
Mexican, shout out to Rigo Ornelas. Listen, bro, he was about 5'6", but he came out the womb with a 6 pack, muscles, chest, arms.
man.
He do upside down push-ups against the wall, right? He just recently got into it with the police officers and passed away on the scene. Like, I don't know what happened. They said he was resisting arrest or whatever. You know how the story goes. It's still an active case here, so I
Right,
don't want to talk about it because I wasn't there. But my friend and my homeboy that helped me fight 15 Bloods by ourselves, and cause I got knocked out in the fight, right? I went to sleep. The one and only time in my life that I got knocked out, was fighting them 15 Bloods. I wake back up and damn, he's still fighting by himself. And he's only
Damn.
5'6".
Man.
5'6". Like I'm talking about punching, and I see these boys' heads flying back. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't never gonna. I don't never underestimate a man
No,
by his
hell
size. I
no.
know that
No,
because you
hell
don't
no.
never know. But you know what
Hey,
that
hey,
remind me of though? Hold on, let me say one more thing. So look, remember Crip Mac, the crazy ass fool from
yeah, yeah, yeah. 5
Yeah.
50
5 5 5.
Crip, cuz. Yeah, so
Yeah.
listen, he got Hoover Killer on his forehead, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, say Jap 5, the little youngster. You ever heard of the story of when Jap 5 met Crip Mac in jail?
Yeah, he
Mm.
whooped on him.
Yeah, yeah. So listen to this, AR. Crip Mac, really, Crip Mac lived in Houston, and he was down with the Rolling 60s in Houston, but he
Right.
moved back to LA and got down with the Rolling 50s over there, 55 Street Crips and all this shit. And he went on some type of mental patient spree where he was doing all these interviews and he put Hoover Killer on his shit, and he was making a lot of money by being outlandish, right?
Right. I saw that. Yeah.
You seen it? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, Jap 5 is a young guy from Hoover, a kid, man. Jap was like early 20s, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But this what Crip Mac ain't know. Crip Mac had already made a video saying, if I see Jap 5, it's whatever. You know, I'm gonna do what I gotta do or whatever. Then Crip Mac ends up having a call from the county and say, yeah, yeah, I actually ran into Jap 5. He say Jap 5 is screaming squabble, groove, squabble, like it's on, right? And Crip Mac is saying, oh man, he's little. I got this. Guess
Mm.
what he said next? He
Mm.
said at that time, Jap 5 started doing all this weird stretching, doing this shit crazy, come out, wrap his knuckles up. You know what I'm saying? Like Crip Mac is thinking in his head. He said it like, oh shit, something different going on here. And the little man beat the brakes off of him. And come to find out, Jeff 5 is a trained boxer too. Gangbanger
Mm.
boxer.
Mm.
Never underestimate your enemy. You feel what
That's
I'm
right,
saying?
dog. That's
Man.
right.
Yeah, yeah. You get
Hey,
your ass
hey, so
slid across the floor playing with the wrong person.
You already
hey,
know.
let me ask the homie AR this before I forget, Big Chill.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
so okay, Tango Blast being in this prison entity, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so what? Okay, so I guess I got a two-part question.
Yeah.
So like, say you grow up in I don't know, like the east side. I don't know any hoods out there, so I'm gonna make
Sure.
up one. So say like I grew up on the east side of Houston, and I'm from like a Mexican body or whatever,
Right.
right? Now, so when I go to the pen and I hook up with the Tango Blast, do I forget that part of it? Do I forget
It's
that part?
gone,
Or
dog. It's completely gone. The street gangs are gone, man. Yeah.
okay, and
Yeah.
so okay, now what about when I parole back to the streets?
That's the thing. If you parole back to the streets, that's you. You on you. I mean, we don't want you back in prison, man, and we all about getting you back home to your family. But once you back home, that's on you, dog. You want to go back to the streets and back to your hood, you back to your hood. But when we're in Tango Blast, we have a lot of homeboys that were beefing on the street that like shooting at each other, but we together now. You know what I mean? It's like that was one thing when you was on the street, but we ain't on the street anymore. We ain't in the free world anymore.
Right. So
You know
yeah, I
what I mean?
guess that's what I was asking was like
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like if like so you got two rival hoods and shit,
right,
but then they come to the pen, all that shit squashed with Congo
gone,
Blast now.
right.
Now when they get out, are they still on some Congo Blast shit or do they go back to
No,
the
no,
rival shit?
there's no man. That's the thing. When you
It's
out,
their choice, right? It's their
yeah.
choice what they
Well,
want to do when they
it
come
is
out.
Tim. It is Tim. But when you leave Texas prison, you're not supposed to rep Tango Blast anymore, bro. You're not. You're not supposed to
Okay.
rep it. And a lot of people do. They do, man. They want, hey, it's all about the black, this and that. But once you leave TDC, federal prison, that's it. Dongo Blast is done, man. You're back out in the free world. You're on you. You with your family. You with your kids. You doing free world shit. But a
Now
lot of
can I
youngsters want to rep it. You know what I mean? It's about that for them, and they like getting those tattoos before they go to prison, and it's just one of those things, man.
can
And
I
so
ask you is it and please homie Tim knows how I am, bro. I'm very respectful, homie.
Yeah,
I know my boundaries, bro. And if I step over them, please forgive me and just tell me that you can't talk about it or nothing.
for sure, for
But
sure.
uh, what's the story that you know behind the Texas Syndicate?
When I'm 53 years old, bro, and I got with Tango Blast back in the early '90s, and
Okay,
back then, it wasn't called Tango Blast. It was all Houston. It was all. That's all it was. There was no, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin. It was all Houston, and they were all up under us. And but the Texas Syndicate would run all over us, bro. We were they're dirty boys. We do whatever they had to do get done. We were doing it, and we was
right, right,
running dope, stabbing, whatever. And it just became too much, bro. It was like it was too many of us and too less of them, and where they were running all over us, man. And we just stopped and said, "Hey, man, no more, bro. This is it."
right.
Trying to take advantage of us, and we got together and put our foot down and said, "That's it, man." And ever since then, bro. I mean, I've been fighting for the blast, God damn,
Since
since the early '90s, and
well,
but and it's still going on in some of the prisons. I mean, it's just one of those things, man. But yeah, it's crazy because it's a lifestyle in there, bro. And then you get out here, and I was telling Tim earlier, like you get out here and you get in the free world and you do your thing, man. And I'm trying to be a normal person doing a normal
right,
thing. And here today, for instance, me and my wife, we're sitting in line ready to order some food and, just chilling like any normal other couple. And here comes this fool step right in front of us, dog,
uh,
in the middle of ordering food and,
right,
and just starts, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Being me, I told Tim, man, it took a lot out of me, like not to say. I mean, I said something,
yeah,
but not to do something, And here's my wife, like, calm down, But it's one of those things. We weren't raised that way, bro. You don't expect somebody to
right.
do that. You know what I mean? You don't, and call it what you want, but it's just one of those things, man. It's just like you don't do that.
One of the best parts of the movie American Me is when he goes to buy them boots.
Oh, you
And
so
then
right,
when
brother.
he tells the dude, he said, "Hey, homie, look at me when you're talking to me,
Yep,
right?"
yep.
And my wife used to be like all the time. She'd be like, "Hey, you're not in prison no more." And I'd be
No,
like,
hey, she
I don't
right.
give a fuck. It's not about being in prison.
That's right, brother.
It's about respect.
You're right, dog. Man, I don't even mean to cut you off, but
No, yeah, yeah,
I remember exactly the part of that movie you're talking about, and it
yeah,
hit me deep, dog. It hit me deep because
yeah.
I remember being there, like, and I remember doing this. Excuse me, sir. Hey, do you happen to have a 9.5 in this shoe? And this fool won't even turn around, like, oh no, we don't have nine.
Right.
I'm like,
Like,
damn,
bro,
you
show
can't
me
even
the
give me the,
show me
you
the
know what I mean? You
respect
can't
and
even look
you know what I mean?
around to say,
So let me tell y'all something. I've
Yeah,
said this before, and I explained it to my family too. Uh, Growing up here in Lamar, if you didn't stand up for yourself where I lived, it's like where everybody else lived. We done got ran over in the streets, right? We
yeah,
yeah,
we, we
yeah,
really was selling drugs. We really was participating in all the other shit. We totally 100% had to stand up for ourselves. And the streets were disrespectful.
yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I hit a maximum security facility prison.
How respectful it was.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, there's not a man in Texas that's gonna walk too close to you, especially if he accidentally touches you without saying, "Excuse me, homie,"
man,
or "Hey." No man is gonna say, "Hey, give me that over there." He's gonna say, "Will you please hand me that over there, my man? Do you mind handing me that?" Like the respect level between people that you would call enemies, right?
Yeah,
That you would
yeah,
say are enemies. I'm still gonna show this man the ultimate respect because we're grown ass men. We're
yeah,
locked in this
yeah,
box, and we
yeah,
all deserve respect. Every one of us will do something to you if we have to. That's why we're all in the same place together, right? We
yeah,
didn't. We're not in this weak ass place where We're not in safekeeping. Let me say that, right? We're here where these dudes are 99 years and life without parole and killers and shit. And the killers, the life without parole guys, will still say, "Excuse me, please, and thank you."
Yep.
You know that
Hey, look,
fucking stopped me.
I was in hot desert, right? White House. I mean, Tutu told you. He told you where we was at, homie. It was murder capital, bro. And there was an OG white dude on. He was my neighbor, bro. He was one of the main ones, bro. I ain't gonna say his name because I don't know where he's at. I don't know his status, but just understand that he was one of their main ones, bro. If he said something, they listened, homie. So, anyways, every morning, homie, the doors would get popped for breakfast. He'd come out, and the routine was you'd come out, you'd stand in front of your doors until they close the doors, and then we'd all walk. So every morning, homie, same routine, bro. I'd come out, he'd come out, my celly would come out, his celly would come out, and every morning he'd be like, "Good morning, youngster," and I'd be like, "Good morning, OG." You know what I mean? We didn't sit up there and have conversations and oh,
Right,
what's your forecast and how'd your favorite football team go and
right,
how's your
right.
mom? No, none of that, bro. But it was every morning, homie. Good morning, youngster. Good morning, OG. You know what I
Mutual
mean? And then,
respect. That's
or
it.
like, yeah, and then, or we'll sit past each other on the yard or whatever, and he'd be like, "What's up, youngster?" I'll be like, "What's up, OG?" You know what I mean? And just keep it moving, bro. And when the battle went down that day, homie, and you know what I mean, and we kind of ran across each other. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, homie. I kind of skated around him. He kind of skated around me. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't that that we were scared of each other or nothing like that, but you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that little, you know what I mean? Hey, real recognizes real, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what's up.
listen,
And
Scoop said yesterday when I asked him because I didn't. I told you, Wack, I wasn't sure about saying nobody's name, right? Because
right, right, right,
I
right.
didn't know who he might dislike or have a
Yeah,
personal.
I didn't see. Like I told you, me and him never had any uh 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 words or anything like that, and me and him never got into it and none of that. But like I said, I knew that he knew who I was, just like he knows I know who he is, and we'll just leave it at that, bro. And yeah, you know what I mean? Just it is what it is.
But listen, what he told me. He say, "Snow, we be cool." He say, "You're solid. You're cool." He say, "But if that race ride pops off, I'm getting busy, and if you're in the
Yeah,
way, you got to get it too." He say, "But
yeah, yeah.
when we're done, if you need
It's
a shot
all.
of coffee and a
I
soup,
got
I'll
you.
send it to you."
Yep.
He say
Yeah.
because that's not personal, that's strictly business, and
It's got to be
he
that way.
must handle his business right. And a lot of people probably got confused by that, but that's why we're trying to explain some of this and why we don't ever on this channel glorify this. If you just finding
No,
this channel today, make sure you like and subscribe. But we
Yeah.
don't glorify this prison. That's why Scoops is so mad about these dropouts. Wack the same. Listen though. So AR, let me tell you something. Wack was the first person. So I did do a video with Dove's homeboy, right? I don't like saying his name because, like he said about Gunner, Gunner is damn near harmless, and Gunner is funny as hell, and Gunner ain't never disrespected me, right? Dubs for some reason felt the need to fucking just disrespect me. So you know what they are? You just dry ass disrespect me, whack weird react to one of my videos on YouTube, then you only play half of it, then you only play half of my video, not the second half where I prove what I'm saying, and then
Right.
take it out of context, react to it, and basically call me a fool and a liar and say I don't know what I'm talking about when I was speaking in historical context. But you know what? I took that as him standing up in the YouTube day room and slapping me, right? Like
Yeah.
you slapped me in the fucking day room. I got nothing but one choice. You
That's
left
it.
me nothing but one choice, my man, and that was fire back on your ass, just like I did.
Yep.
And why I don't mind doing this, right? Because listen, people were in my comments, Wack, saying we're wrong for talking about them. But do you know he's got entire series dedicated to talking about other men that he don't know,
Yep.
right? He's got entire series, Wes Watson Wednesdays. He's got a million videos about these rappers that he never met, these rappers that don't give no shit about him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
you cannot Even your fans cannot sit here and criticize us for doing some shit to a man that does the same thing, right? Now, if you want to play fucking dirty with them, don't get your fucking feelings hurt when Tim Snow from Texas comes and calls your ass out and just straight let Scoop tell everybody you fucking debriefed your OG homeboys in the fucking legendary family that you don't even want to say their names. They will say his name. They will
Yeah.
say absolutely he fucking debriefed. Yeah, he told. Yes, he locked it up. No, he was no good, right? But the man has been intelligent about his platform. Okay, so this is what he's done. He's just refused to address the situation.
Right.
No matter how many times in his comments they ask him if he locked it up, he went PC, he went SNY, he'll always ignore it. He'll skip the comment, he'll delete it. Somebody will make a video about it. He might respond back by going, that person has no idea what they're talking about. But he'll never go if that person was right or wrong, right? And I get that. Hey, you have an image to portray. You portray yourself as active or retired or some of this other shit, but it is deceiving people. If Dubs and 5'9" and these fucking other fucking idiots, I'm just gonna call them fucking idiots because I don't care no more. I have literally burned that bridge. I burned that bridge a long time ago. Whack, me and you talked about this shit 2 years ago. Where I said, fuck it. The only people I'm rocking with from Cali anymore is Wack Deuce and Homie Hangout. You know, and I've kept that like
Right.
that, right? And to the other ones that didn't do nothing to me, I'm sorry. You know what? Shout out Nate Dogg 916. Shout out Dirty Weather 916. Them dudes didn't do nothing to me. But I stopped fucking with everybody from California except Wack and except Josh because they were doing no pushing the narrative of this is not the life you want. They're glamorizing the shit. They're glamorizing it by acting like they were the fucking big homies. They were the ones calling the shots on the fucking yard. They were this, they were that. They're acting hard instead of just fucking admitting, man, that prison life was so goddamn hard, I couldn't even make it. Right? There's no shame in that, man. There's no fucking, like, their fans by this point know that these motherfuckers locked it up. They know that they told, they know that they debriefed, and they still have just as many subscribers as I do or more, right? Like, and I
Right.
didn't. So obviously the general public doesn't give a fuck. But what I'm saying is the karma alone of you sitting here portraying yourself active instead of just being man enough to admit that that shit was scary. Them people was gonna kill you. You thought you could play that fucking game the same way that all these young kids think they can play that game,
That's
and they
right.
might end up in the same situation. So that's why on my channel I came out telling losing stories. People thought I was crazy doing this shit, right? Like, why would he be telling stories about when the Woods jumped him and he got knocked out? And why would he tell stories like
Right.
all this other shit? Because I was on a mission to show these people this is not the life you want, fam. I
No.
wasn't here to brag on myself. I never came on here to call myself OG Tim or OG this like these other dudes do. Because you
No.
know what? I'm daddy. My daughter calls me daddy. Daddy, daddy, huggy time. Give me a hug, daddy. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not
That's right.
OG nothing.
That's right,
I'm a
baby.
fucking father and I'm a
Yes.
man at all times. But as a man at all times, that means I was a man in there. I was a man before I went there, and I'm a man now. But what I've became is like we talked about, an evolved man, a grown man, a different thinking man, right? To me now, I tell people, hey, I even tell Wack, I will always have this gigantic rolling 60 on my back. Yeah, I got Crip Crazy tattooed on me. I got all kind of shit tattooed on me, right? I'm not getting rid of it. It's there. It's me. It's part of who I was. It's part of who I used to be. It's still part of me. Do I promote it? Do I tell anybody about it? Cause I don't meet nobody. Do you know I don't go around meeting people in public and telling them about Texas prison stories. I feel like that is ridiculous. Like, even though this is a business
Right.
for me, it's a brand. I would feel like a fucking clown walking up and going, "Hey, I'm Tim Snow, the Texas prison guy," because that don't get you shit in this free world, man. Don't nobody give a fuck about that out here. The same
Right.
way they don't care about them dudes locking it up.
Right.
So now that we know that they don't give a fuck about them locking it up, why can't these men, cuz? Why can't they just come out
Because this
and
is what.
save the fucking youth, man? Why can't they just come out and tell their followers it ain't as easy as we made it sound, y'all?
Right.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this about the whole situation. And I usually don't speak on the YouTube drama because I don't. You know what I mean? To me, it's a waste of time. You know what I
Me
mean?
too. Me too. You know,
It,
I don't usually do this
yeah.
either.
No, I know. No, I know. It's childish. You know what I'm saying? It's just dumb. But I'm gonna go ahead and just give my opinion and let it go. You know what I mean? And I say this with all due respect to everybody involved. I'll just say this: look, some people, um, oh, what is this? Just the pain medicine? Yeah, I'll put this one on your night or on your table. Okay, thank you. Put that one later, right? Yeah.
Okay, while he's doing that, y'all, listen. We have Wax Cash App pinned in the comments, man. My brother's in a nursing
All
home
right.
right now.
Yeah.
He's dealing with some serious health issues. He got his car towed while he was in the emergency room with everything that he owned in it. And if y'all can find it in your heart to cash out my man $2 or $3, that's all we're asking for, y'all. Just $2, $3 as a cheer them up type thing, right? I'm not asking nobody to send Whack no $100, no $20, no $50, nothing. Hey man, if you send that man $1 and just tell him keep his head up, it's gonna make a big difference in his life right now, y'all. Whether he'll tell you or not, and I know that, right? Y'all support
Just,
this man that supports me, and that's all I'm
just
asking. But keep
looking
going,
up.
cuz. Keep going. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So, uh, as far as Gunner and Dubs go, Gunner's a good dude, man. You know what I mean? Like he's funny. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to, grasp attention. You know what I mean?
Woman
He
too.
he's got a good character. You know what I mean? But also, you know what I'm saying? Like he's got ways. You know what I mean? Where he rubs people the wrong way. You know what I mean? And then he hooked up with Dubs, and then they got whatever they got going on. You know what I mean? But this is the thing, and I told you this before, Tim, and I've told everybody before, bro. If you're gonna believe that there's an active Southsider or an active Norteño with the YouTube channel, then you ain't you're barking up the wrong tree, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't know Dub's situation personally. I mean, I've seen some shit, I've heard some shit, and then Two Scoops came on with his info, which, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't, what does he got to lie about? You know what I mean? My thing is that, you know, I don't care if a mama gonna drop out or not. You know what I mean? I watch YouTube for entertainment. But that all with that being said, you know what I mean. My thing is too. I get what you're saying. Like, why you gotta lie about it? Just and I have seen where Dubs avoids the question. He won't answer. And to me, all I say about that is that's that's all the proof you need right there. You know what I mean? Obviously, he don't want to say it because he don't want to answer it because he knows what the answer is. You know what I mean? And that don't, that's something that he has to deal with, bro. And I guess right now he ain't ready to deal with it. You know what I mean? He ain't let that go. You know what I mean? And that's something he got to work on. You know what I mean? But I don't know why I don't know why he try to do that shit with you, cuz when you know what I mean, you don't fuck with nobody, bro. So I don't know, that shit's weird to me, bro. You know what I mean? All this shit's hella weird to me, cuz. But I stand
It's
with,
weird to me, but I'm gonna tell you something about me.
but hey, look, I stand with you, cuz, as a homeboy and as a brother, and that's what it is. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. Listen, Miss T just said she PayPal'd me something for you, cuz, and I'm gonna send that to you, whatever it was. I don't know what she sent.
Okay.
She don't gotta say it, but she sent something. Hopefully, some other people will. Bless man. My man is down bad, y'all, right now. It's not his fault. He's sick. He's been having health problems. Now he's having heart failure. He's in a nursing home right now. He's literally saying no toothpaste, no boxers, no t-shirt. He's in a hospital gown. Y'all know that ain't cool, right? Like
No.
this is a single father right now. You understand? So y'all, if you can bless my man with $1 or $2, y'all have never one time I got 340 videos. You've never once heard me saying nothing to me, to nobody else. But I'm asking you if you can find it in your heart. I got it pinned right there on the screen. Just drop my brother $2, $1, $3. Man, it can be 50 cents. And just tell him, Whack, we love you. Keep your head up. That's all I'm asking for. Just show him some love. And his Cash App is on the screen right now. You'll see it under Texas Prison Stories right there. And it says my brother, right? Like these two men, AR-15, Wack Deuce, and you know what? Actually, I'm becoming good friends with Scoops, man. Me and this dude have talked hours and hours, and I
Yeah,
can't
he's a good
believe,
dude, man.
because I cannot believe how well we are clicking, and that the fact is that he reminds me and talks to me a lot like a big brother, like totally respectful. But boy, he ain't got a problem with telling you if you're tripping. And that's the type of shit I like.
Yeah.
That's the type of way I am, and that's the type of way you were. So let me make this clear. When I first started YouTube, I was bad desperate to get my shit out there. Nobody would rock with me, right? Lockdown 23 and 1 did me dirty.
Man, what
Fuck
the
Lockdown
fuck?
23
Yeah,
and 1.
fuck lockdown 23
Yeah,
and 1.
yeah. That dude is a buster. He did me dirty as hell. A bunch of other people were ignoring me, at that time. Now I understand they felt threatened, right? They was
He a
like, hey,
pussy though.
we can't have this. Yeah. But they was thinking we can't have this white boy that's got a real true story that can bring on people that did time with him. Like, hey, yo, I brought on Big C. I brought on my homeboy Blue. I done brought on a bunch of people that I literally did time with,
Real
lived
deal
with,
Holyfield.
and
Yeah.
that's what they were worried about. Because you know what? I don't remember ever seeing a video with Lockdown 23 and 1
Nope.
with one of his cellmates on there, or
Thank you.
nobody from his cell block. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember hearing
Name
none
one.
of that.
Name one. Name one that we do like this. Not one.
Yeah. Say, Wack, say your Cash App name real quick so they make sure it's the right one and I got it right. Is it? Let me make sure I had this shit right, Wack. Is it SENNSENNM, like
Yeah.
SENNM? It's a
Yep.
girl in the picture.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they said that's his family members. He'll get that. That is his, Miss T. Absolutely. So if you can just send it to him through instead of the PayPal, that'd be more appreciated. But I'll do it either way, right? His Cash App. Let me put this on the screen again. So this right here. Oh shit! What did I just do? I don't even know how I just did that. Hold on. There we go. Anyway, let me put that on here real quick. So what I'm saying is, like I say, my brother has supported me from day one here, standing against some of that buffoonery and clownery shit. But here's the thing, AR. I'm gonna show you how the homie Whack is, right? Real life OG. Because I was desperate to get this channel out there, and I'm gonna tell you why. I got 9 felonies. I really been to state jail. I really been to TDC. I really been to the feds. I really have a daughter now to feed. I'm really a single father, right? I cannot go back to selling drugs, man. I cannot go back to thug life. I can't go back to these streets because if I do, there's nobody that's going to sit here and raise and love this daughter like I will.
That's right.
My mama will take over.
Of course, but it's not daddy love.
Her mama, listen, her mama is still alive. She'll take over if she has to, right? But nobody's going to do it like I do. Right, like that old song, nobody does it better than me, right? I know,
right?
And she don't want to be with nobody except her daddy. So he told me himself, hey, cuz maybe that's not a good look to go collaborate with certain people. And those guys were some of them. He said, hey, that's not a good look. And I told him, I understand it's not a good look, right? I understand that it's not accepted in California, but I'm in Texas. We don't understand that, and I need to try to get this money. What I did was make a bad mistake. I made a bad mistake because the first mistake that I made was going on there explaining to them how our prison system is with the field squad, with the constant nonstop head up phase between different races, the lack of organization compared to their prisons and shit. I never implied that our men were harder. I always just said our system is a little bit more unfair. And I'm going to stand on that, right? Our system is more unfair than California. But Wacc was the one from day one, just looking out for me. Just out of the heart, like, hey, I ain't telling you what to do, cuz, but maybe that's not a good look. And you know what? I disregarded him at the time, knowing that he was right, because this is how bad I wanted this to succeed. This is how bad I needed the help in life, especially at that time, fresh out. I didn't have $1. Cuz, Wack, when I came home, listen, when I came home, I had one shirt, I had one pair of pants, like 3 pairs of socks, and a pair of shoes. And I love my father, but listen, my father is not wealthy. He gave me $40. My daddy gave me $40 and a
Right.
big hug. And my mom had bought a car for like $400 from some dude my brother knew. So I'm driving around. I get $40 for gas, and I get an old ass raggedy car that at least it runs good. And that's what I come home to, right?
Right.
Everything else after that, I had to do myself.
On you, baby.
Yeah,
On you.
yeah. I had to go get the job. I had to stack the bread.
Yep.
Immediately I get a woman pregnant. And now it comes down to the fact where she got it in her mind, well, shit, she's probably just gonna be a house mother, and I gotta work and I gotta do
Ah,
everything, And as a man, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna try. You know what? You can watch through my videos as I was going and doing it, how skinny I started getting, how stressed out I started looking, like I started failing and shit, And as the time became to be a single father, I realized God had blessed me with this platform for those reasons, right? That's what I tell Scoop yesterday. Everything happens for a reason, man. Sometimes we don't see it, right? But do I regret doing lives with Dub? I mean, I didn't do no lives with Dub. Do I regret doing lives with Gunner, with Rojo and them? No, I don't, right? Because it did help me. I did gain fans. I see some of their subscribers in the chats tonight. It benefited me, but it also didn't associate me with nothing they had going on either, right? It didn't make me drop out. It didn't make me tell anything. So for a little while, I was feeling kind of like, damn, I should have not did them collabs because that's their reputation. But I've been doing this long enough now to where people understand me, right? They understand me. They know I'm here for a total different reason. Cause and Wack, I told you when we first started this that we can tell stories, we can do all that, but let's leave out the stories where we was having the parties on the cell block.
yeah.
Let's
On the
leave out the
real.
parties where we
On the
got the
real.
pack in and we made all the money. Let's leave out the stories that would make prison sound fun. Did I not tell you that years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in all reality, that's just it is what it is, and we're just trying. So nobody else that I see on YouTube so far has been on that same mission that I've been on. So I think that's why it works. I appreciate the people that actually uh notice the difference. I appreciate real OGs like AR here, Wack Deuce, Scoops. Man, AR's word is impeachable in Texas, brother. If he say something, you better believe he's one of the first ever blast guys. He's telling you that right here, right? JoJo, if they getting too bad, JoJo, knock their ass out. Just put them on that 24-hour ban, JoJo. You got the
Hey,
wrench. Just put them on the 20. But listen what I'm saying. Wack Deuce, his reputation, impeachable. Scoops just told you right there. Hell yeah, I remember you, Wack. I know you. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Wack is telling us Scoops was one of those dudes.
Hey, 10 years ago, that would have been a good thing. I would have been like, God damn it. They still remember my name. That ain't a good thing.
Yeah. Say so years ago when I started this, Wack would have been mad as hell at me for doing that video with Scoops, if you want to know the truth.
Man.
That's true. That's right.
No, y'all. 5 years ago when I started this, he
Man.
probably would have stopped fucking with me for that. But when he heard
No,
what
I
Scoops
wouldn't have. I
said,
wouldn't have stopped fucking with you. I'd have been like, hey,
you know
you
what
know
I'm
what I
saying?
mean?
You'd have been on my ass, and I
Hell
understand it,
yeah.
right? But what I'm saying is now it's 2025, and all of us on the same mission, including him,
Yeah.
and it's showing people that this is just not the life they want. Period. You know what I mean? And that's what
Period.
we're gonna stick to on this channel. So I want everybody watching this to just. I'm not saying don't watch them dudes no more. Hey, Scoops himself said he still watches Dubs sometimes, and Gunner makes him laugh. And Gunner, I've always told you, I like Gunner because he's funny. It's entertaining. But this what I do is not necessarily for entertainment. This is for education. Right? You see the difference? That's why I'm not on here, ha ha, he, and me and AR telling fucking jokes all day and everything. Because we're here, we appreciate it and we love it if you're entertained by this. But we're really here to educate you about this and why this is not the life you want. You know what I mean? Like,
Amen.
yeah, locks and tube socks. Hey, bro, they swing locks. When they get a ride down here, Wack, they're going to have locks and tube socks. They're going to break their fan motor. Look, they're going to break their fan, put the motors in pillowcases. Some people gonna have knives. Some people gonna just straight boots. Some people gonna have rocks and socks that they took from the wreck yard. You know, like it gets very fucking serious when it gets serious. And that's the shit that I'm trying to see people avoid. Bro, my own brother. Listen, when my brother died in prison on Bill Clemens' unit, to the day I die, I will have a grudge against any motherfucker that worked at Bill Clemens' unit. And if anybody here wants to ever come expose Bill Clemens' unit, I'm down for that, because guess what? When my brother, cuz, had the same heart problems you dealing with, he passed away, and he was dying on that cell for something like 6 to 8 hours, while men of all races, listen, men of all races are yelling, man down, need medical, bring the fucking gurney, man down, somebody's dying in here. They didn't give a damn if my brother was a Crip, blood, white, wood, Mexican, black, Chinese. They didn't give a shit. They just knew there's a man dying here. The entire cell block is yelling man down, and the police don't even care. They let him die. They could have come and they possibly could have came and put them defibrillators on my brother and saved his life if they would have ever tried. But they never tried. Right? It was shit like that. It was that where I'm talking about getting my shoulder broke, having to walk in and now call AR to a cell, not even knowing the man fucking knows how to really box and Brazilian jiu-jitsu and taekwondo. I didn't know this motherfucker was a trained fighter. All I see is a Mexican like, hey, man, I need to talk to you, right? I don't know. This is the shit that I'm here to help. And Wack, I just wanted to tell you, cuz, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for sticking to the program the whole time, man. Thank you.
You know, bro, hey, I fuck with you, dog. When I tell a motherfucker I fuck with him, we gonna do it. We gonna do it on the good days and the bad days, bro.
That's right. Hey,
You know what
Wack,
I
you
mean?
in my prayers, dog. You will be, and I'm gonna shoot a little something your way. I hope it helps whatever way it
Man, I
is. But
appreciate it,
you know,
man.
hey, I wish you all the best in the world, my brother.
Hey, likewise, man. You know, and I let me just say this, man. Hey, Tim, I love you, dog, and I needed this tonight, man. I've been laying here, homie. I was laying here crying last night, man, and I'm a man, bro, and I ain't ashamed to say that, man. I was laying here last night in the middle of the night crying, bro, and all I
Ain't no
kept thinking
shame to
about,
it.
I wasn't thinking about nothing but my kids, dog. And
Yeah, for sure, dog.
I told God, I said, God, I done did some messed up things in my life.
We all have, brother. No
I
trip.
said, but if you can give me the strength to make it, to see my kids grow
That's
up.
right. He will, brother. He will. No
No,
trip.
yeah, cuz, yeah, don't even
That's right,
trip.
Wack.
You
He
ain't even
will.
got to say no more. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, we hear
yeah.
it in your voice, man.
I can too, dog. Trust
And
me,
it's
I
all
can too.
good. So, listen, I would feel the exact same way, right? I love my fucking daughter, man. And if I was sitting in this fucking place right now where he's in, I would bad need fucking help. I
Yeah,
would bad want fucking help, but it would be bad hard for me to ask for help.
yeah. I already know
That's
Tim. He ain't gonna
that's
ask.
why
Yeah,
I'm doing it for him,
right,
right?
right.
Wack didn't tell me, hey Snow, come
Oh,
on
I
and
know.
blast
I know.
my cash
I know.
app for me all day.
Yeah.
No, that's not what the fuck is going on here, right? I'm wanting all of it. I'm gonna send something. AR sending something. Miss T said
Already.
something.
Yeah.
Somebody else who just said something. Somebody else just said they sent you something. You feel what I'm saying? So, LA Dodger Blues. So listen, man. Hopefully, we can get this man. Hey, how many pairs of boxers? And y'all tell me in the comments, how many pairs of boxers do a man need for a week? 7, right? 8, 9. some socks. Yeah, I don't want to see my homeboy walking around in no gown with his ass open, shit like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we
So
can
I
do
didn't
that.
know. I didn't know my brother was going through it like that right now. You know what I mean? And I feel fucked up for not checking on him. It's been too long since I checked on him, and that was my fault. But we're gonna close this shit out, man. This is 2 hours. It's late. I know AR wake up early because I know
Oh, it's all good, baby.
you and the thing. I need to get my ass to bed too. But I want everybody here, look at that pin comment. If somebody else said they sent something too, man, listen. If y'all ever believe anything I said, know that that man loved me. I love that man. And goddamn, if you would send it to me while I was in the hospital, please send it to him. It don't matter what you send. We're not asking for a lot. I'm not. And matter of fact, if you don't got it to send, we're not talking to you, right? Like if you got to pull anything out of your pocket that'll take from your kids, keep it in your
Please
pocket,
don't.
Right.
Please
right?
do not. Do not.
Yeah. We're not asking to nobody to suffer for Wack. What we're
Just help
saying
if
is
you
if
can,
you
man.
have the ability to bless this man, please do it because he loves Texas Prison Stories. Texas Prison
Man, and
Stories loves him, and he loves all y'all.
hey, if you can see from the comments, you got love coming from all over, man. Just from reading these, you got love coming from everywhere, baby. So yeah,
I appreciate it,
yeah,
man.
for sure, dog.
Yeah, man, and it's real. Like this ain't fake, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is real. So listen, man. Texas
Yeah,
Prison Story family.
I can't see the comments. So
That's all
everybody and
good.
anybody, man, I appreciate it, man, and God bless y'all, man, and you know what I mean. I'm humble, you know what I'm saying? Straight
So
up.
also, Cash App be damn. Pray for my brother, man. Pray for my
Absolutely,
brother
dog.
So,
Stay up, Wack.
because listen what I said. Single father that's now in the hospital, that's now in the nursing home, and he's doing. We have no doubt that the Lord is gonna heal this man.
Oh yeah,
Everything for a reason, but it's hard. It's hard for a real motherfucker that's been through everything he been to. I bet you this is the hardest part ever worrying about them children because me and
man,
Wack
for
have
sure.
had. Cuz, do you remember when you first started being a single father? It was right about
Man,
the same time as me.
yeah, we were going through it at the same time.
We was both, we was both
Man,
trying to cheer each other up, homie. We was both like pep talking each other, like it's
I
going.
remember I was driving to Oklahoma to go see my brother after 20 years. And I was on the phone with you, and I'm like, man, this dirty ass broad, whoa. You
Yep.
over there like, man, I already know. And I'm like, man, you know what I mean? And yeah, bro, we still here doing it, man. And, you know, hey, man, I know you, bro. You already know, man.
You
And,
too, man. And say, listen, AR, I sure appreciate you taking the time out of your night.
man.
I know this
I
was
man, for
appreciate
real.
unusual.
you having me on, dog. I appreciate
And
you having me a
listen,
part of it.
so also too, y'all, two scoops. They told him that taking him to the they said he's going to the ADX soon. It might be
Damn.
Monday, might be Tuesday. I don't exactly know when they're taking him to the ADX, but I know
Why
it's
that?
going to
Why
be
that
soon
though?
because they hit him with that. They hit him with the federal indictment for the Aryan
Oh,
Brotherhood
well, yeah,
RICO murder case.
Oh, okay.
just because of what they got him labeled as.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the basis of the case is Scoops killed a man on the yard, and they're pinning him as a RICO for him. They're saying it was in furtherance of the gang,
Got
and
you.
he's saying no. He's admitting to the killing, but he said it's because the man threw coffee on him and said something weird to him. Right, so it's just it's a hard life that you're living in there. Like he said, that day, him and his brother's lives changed from something that he did, but he didn't lock it up. He didn't tell. He took what do you say? So the trolls in the comments, y'all better believe that's one of these weird YouTubers that we're talking about, y'all. And
Yeah.
they got a bunch. Just ignore the trolls in the comments because that's
Oh, I
one.
don't. Yeah, I don't
You
pay
What
better
they
attention.
say? What
believe
they say? What they say?
because we just keep knocking them out and they keep coming back just with some weird homosexual type strange comments that don't make no sense. Because you know what? For some reason, the trolls always come with these homo comments
Hey,
because that's
are you gonna leave the live up after you get off, or you gonna erase it?
no, I'm gonna leave it up. But what I'm saying is that's the type of shit that they fantasize and that they think
Yeah.
about,
Oh
right?
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
They
don't. I
want
don't.
they
That
want to
shit
go
don't.
to prison. But listen what I'm saying. They want
I
to
would
go to
just like.
prison and have a boyfriend, they want to go get on their knees. They want to go get bent over, wash clothes, and clean cells. So they talk about it, right? If that was not in a man's mind,
Right.
that would never even come out of his mouth or in his
Yep.
fingers, right? Because that's
Yep.
something that a real man would never even entertain. And that's why I've ignored this at every time. Keyboard warriors, I love them.
Yeah.
Trolls, I love them because guess what? This video right now, to comment on this video, you have to be a subscriber. So keep trolling. I don't give a damn, right? Do what you do, man. Like if you want to keep presenting yourself as a strange prison girl, that okay, whatever. You know, yeah, Twitter fingers. Lift weights. They got finger weights, cuz they lift weights with their fingers and then punch the keyboard. We live real. I'm over here bench pressing real weights. You know what I'm saying? So we can't worry about it. But let me get up out of here. Texas
Yeah.
Prison Story family. I
Love
love
you,
you.
cuz.
Thank you for everybody that said they sent something to Wack Deuce.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna pin that in the comments too, man, so we can try to get something to you, Lo. And AR, much love. Tell your wife I said
Yeah,
all
brother.
love
I
too,
will.
man. And
I
I'll
will,
see you
brother.
soon, okay?
Hey, nice
You got it,
meeting you, AR. Nice meeting you, brother.
You too, my brother. You too.
Yeah.
Much love.
We'll do
All
this
right.
again. Thank you, Wack, from the hospital bed, my brother. That means a lot,
Yep.
man.
I'm behind that, loco.
See y'all later.
All right.